Intro. Whoa. Oh, wow. Look at that. That was a super quick. No intro. Right in. That's what happens when you're wearing gloves and operating a stream deck with its delicate little tiny buttons. Anyway, welcome to the show. Hot Lap Hump Day by Ricmotech is here. That means it is the third Wednesday of the month. And if you're looking at the screen, it might already look different than you're accustomed to. First of all, we don't see any drivers in Ricmotech 1, 2, or 3. I don't see Robby Unser in Ricmotech 4. But I, Shaun Cole, am here in Ricmotech 5, ready for the event. So we have mixed. Oh, and there is the giggle of none other than Kevin Ford. Kevin Ford, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I am fantastic, buddy. Great to see you, man. It's been a bit of a long stretch since our last one, so yeah, it's great to be back here for Hotlap Humpday.
Yeah. Now, who was in charge? Who picked an oval?
Well, that came down from corporate. We're going to call it corporate. How about that, Frank?
That worked.
Yes,
All
and we
right.
have Frank in here with us too, Shaun.
Well, I'm going to do as a driver should do, which is I'm going to get in the car they gave me, and I'm going to drive the track they told me to drive, and I'm going to do it as fast as I possibly can. How's that?
I like it. I like it. That is the goal. Good stuff.
Even if I have a blatantly open-wheeled steering wheel on my rig.
Oh boy! Wow. Yep, we're gonna get it done with a Formula One wheel tonight, eh?
Yeah, we are. That's the key word. Get it done. Hey,
I love
KC,
it. I love
welcome to the show. Andrew White. That's right. It's ARCA. It's ARCA tonight.
Yeah, baby, doing a little oval action this evening.
Doing the roundy rounds, the lefties at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the ARCA car. I have my Mark Martin Simpit inspired Mark Martin Valvoline.
I love it. I love
here.
it. Yep, that was my guy. I have to admit, I was a huge fan of Mr. Mark Martin.
How do I know KC? KC's been a long time viewer. That's how. Moccasin. All right. You guys want to do some hot lapping? So if you're new to Hot Lap Hump Day, I'm going to give you the quick breakdown. 2 hours, 15 minutes of practice, which at an oval, if you can't get it done. Well, a lot of setup work to be done to get the most out of Charlotte, though. I will say that. It is open setups. 2 hours, 15 minutes of practice. Then we have 30 minutes of open qualifying. What are we doing with qualifying here tonight?
Yep, 30
Just
minutes
everyone
of
on
open.
the track at the same time?
Yeah, everybody on the track at the same time. You can do drafting. You can do whatever you need to do to get that fastest lap time in.
That is some crazy shenanigans about to take place. All right. And then we're going to follow that up with two select grid final races. So those two final races will be a certain amount. I don't know. Kevin will let us know at some point during the stream. And we'll invert a certain amount of drivers. We're going to cut the grid even smaller, usually, for race number 2 of our shootout event at the end of the night here today. So lots of fun to be had. Password is side by side. You can see it right there, right over there. Oh, there's somebody in a Ricmotech rig. I see Ricmotech 2 getting underway. Good to see that. Oh, he's got the H pattern shifter, doing it authentic. All right, I'm going to shut up and turn some laps.
Fantastic, Shaun. Well, I tell you what, we have Frank Rico with us this evening as well. So great to have Frank here from Ricmotech. Frank, we sure appreciate you putting this on, buddy. And we are, if I remember now, and you and I need to check this before we get into next month, but I think we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary, are we not?
We are. Yes, we are. I know we started in October.
Whoa.
Ouch, Shaun.
Incidents 4. I already got incidents.
Hey, Shaun, that's not getting it done, buddy.
No, it is not.
Depends
so
who
Frank,
you ask.
yeah, right. It depends. Yes.
Depends on who you're trying to keep busy.
That's right. Exactly.
He's making it fun for the corner workers.
Yeah, right. Yes. And the guy that carries that 5-gallon bucket of paint around here to keep those walls nice and white.
I have to confess, I'm used to a little less horsepower and a little more grip.
Yeah, yep. This is definitely going to be a challenge tonight for sure here at the 24-degree
Oh,
banking
wow.
of Charlotte Motor Speedway, the home of NASCAR here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm on the default setup.
If you guys want to come out and join us tonight and put your skills to the test here at this 1.5-mile speedway, side by side is the password. That'll get you into the session. Again, side by side, all one word, all lowercase. Come on out. Doing a little ARCA racing here tonight in the Chevy Impala. Now, ironically, this wasn't actually planned for this, but the Extreme Motorsports ARCA series is actually getting started here coming up, I believe, in 2 weeks. About 12 days out now. They'll be getting that series underway. Pretty spiffy paint job there, Shaun. Whoa, nice catch. We watched Shaun coming into turn 3 there, throwing a little wet noodle to the rear end. A little dance there on the drop into turn 3 banking.
Now, if memory serves, tires are only good for like speed runs for like 4 laps here.
Yeah.
2 laps. Feels slipperier than I remember though, too.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting qualifying session tonight here. Very unorthodox oval qualifying. We will have the track open for all drivers. Go out and do their dance to get their best time out here. Driver pulling out of the pits there. 6th vehicle.
That's my buddy Ken Estep.
Yeah, Ken Estep. Ken coming out to join us tonight. One of our regulars here in the Hotlap Humpday Challenge. Ken here this evening. Come on out and join us. Side by side is the password.
Now
I have
I get
just
the relevance of the password.
Right.
I got to put a post in my Discord to see if anybody has a setup for this thing.
Nice looking paint job there, Shaun. I have to say, buddy, that's
Thank you.
sharp. Yeah.
I got pretty lucky that one of their defaults looked pretty cool with my color scheme.
Yeah. Trading paints running. I always forget to. We are in the 9th round of the championship rounds here for 2022. Just so our viewers know how the challenge is working this year for 2022, every driver that wins each of the monthly events get themselves a ticket into the final championship in December of this year. We have 12 drivers out on track at a very special track and car combination to go out and try to win $500 in sim racing equipment from Ricmotech.com. Nice big prize at the end of the year here, so we're excited to get down to the finale in December. And of course, tonight doing a little bit of oval roundy round here this evening, steering away from our road courses for a change and hoping to get some oval drivers out here involved in our Hump Day Challenge Championship.
Do you know who does not have a golden ticket?
Oh, is that you, Shaun?
I do not have a golden ticket.
How could that have happened?
Because I have been outdone. Because we've had some big hitters at some of our events, quite honestly.
We have. We've had some big hitters coming in here. Yep.
I was going to say, well, because I suck. And it's like, well, no, I just maybe have been a little outgunned.
Yeah, right. Yep. That can happen for sure.
And I know some really good oval drivers in our ranks. So
Right.
I don't think that I get any. I used to be a pretty decent oval driver. but I'm not 100% sure. Whoa! As I show you how
Whoa!
cold
Hold
tire
on.
aggression.
Nice save. Good catch. Oh, Mr. Morano Jr. is coming out to join us tonight. Great to see him.
Oh, Morano's
Back
good
with
on
us.
the ovals.
Yeah. He
Oh,
should-
I can't even get this thing around. I'm gonna need some setup help.
Wow. Yep.
Then it is cold tires though. That's okay. So Charlotte, from what I my member berries.
Member berries. Yep.
Charlotte is wicked loose on lap 1, and then it's just right for like 2 laps, and then your tires are shit. Sorry for my language, everybody. That's my memory of Charlotte in a nutshell.
Well, right now, the only time we're showing on the board is you, Shaun, with a 31.499 at the present time here. I believe I believe Kenneth just came across the line.
Are we still giving points for everybody gets a? Or is all that gone?
Yeah, that's all gone. Yeah, not doing that this year. Yep. Right now, it's all about getting into the top 18. That's right. We're taking the top 18 into the first race here this evening. We'll have our dual 15-minute sprint races here at Charlotte tonight. There'll be a 30-minute open qualifying. Right, I did say open qualifying here for our oval event.
Boy, I just want to give the road course a little try.
Do I need to get my hand on the black flag clear button?
Kevin, I love VR, but as a streamer, it's kind of tough, and I think that my eyes are starting to go bad on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like normal long distance is fine. It's the short distance. I don't know the difference.
Okay. Yep.
But
that's farsighted, I believe, is the problem with the short distance.
All right,
Opposite for the long.
Which is awesome if you're like a race car driver, because it means that my eyes work great for everything I need to see at race car speed.
Apexes are sharp as can be, right?
Yeah. It's just I can't read a book. Actually, I can still read a book. I can't read a prescription bottle. But because of that, the VR is starting to, like, my vision is starting to cause nausea that I never used to get. And I don't know if it's inner ear, equilibrium, old age, vision. But my concern about VR on all the time is I don't know if I just want to do that to my equilibrium.
Yeah, it certainly could be. I don't know if it would be harmful, but it's certainly going to take away any pleasure from driving.
Yeah. But as a streamer, I just find VR really difficult to work with.
Well, yeah, I could see that.
So that's where, for on a personal level, which it's hard for me to take the show out of my racing at this point.
Yep. Yeah, right.
So I don't know what I would definitively do if left on my own.
Yeah, sure. Well, rumor has it that you are catching up to me in age, so.
That's impossible. We're aging at the exact same rate.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow, dang.
Yeah,
gosh,
same
man.
amount of days and years.
Well, I thought maybe there was a chance that you were getting old. Oh, nice little move on the 66 there, Shaun, but hold on to it, buddy. Oh, what a pirouette. Man, that was beautiful.
Dang it.
Oh, gosh. Yep. Well, you are still holding down the top time right now with a 31.499, just under that 31.5 mark. Kenneth Estep came in with a 32.550 with his first completed clean lap time. Drivers struggling a little bit out there to keep that rear end underneath them. Jose Cabrera down there at the Ricmotech facility. Jose trying to get in a good time here, and Anthony Morano Jr. still seeking his first time. Now Matt Wagner has joined us in that number 2, so we'll look forward to seeing how Matt does on his first laps out here at Charlotte.
The setup's a little tricky, couple laps, right? Actually, it's always a little tail hat, but it might be like one of those, hey, you better learn to drive that or you're just going to have a really bad car.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it gets so tight here, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
Anybody, viewer, who knows otherwise or agrees, knows the oval world better than I do,
Yeah,
feel
we need
free
to
to
get...
chime in with opinion, because...
Yeah, especially in this ARCA car. Of course, iRacing recently updating all the cosmetics. ARCA car. Don't believe anything was done to the vehicle physics-wise, but certainly a nice big makeover to the outer part of the car and the interior. And watching Kenneth Estep doing a little wall tagging there, coming off of 4.
Oh, man, it goes bad quick. I just lost a mouse. What is that? Yeah, here it is. Why? How did it vibrate off of that? That's not touching my rig. It's not supposed to be for that particular reason. These grips are really gummy on this GSI wheel. So I'm in gloves too.
Well, you were talking earlier, Shaun, about something you've covered recently about yourself, about over gripping the wheel a little bit. You found yourself doing that.
Yeah, I really, really massively over grip the wheel.
I used to have that problem when I first got into sim racing. And I mean, it took me a couple of years to get away from it.
Well, here's what's really weird is it's something I'm conscious of. And so I often, you know, I actually, at driving, I don't remember which driving school, one of the driving schools I've been to, one of the things one of the instructors told me was every time you cross the start-finish line, relax your hands.
Oh.
And he said the only reason he uses that spot is it's, you know, every track has one.
Yep.
So it's like a way of kind of making sure that no matter what, at least once a lap, he's relaxing his grip.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. So I've always tried to remember to do that. I don't always do a great job of it. But even with everything I do to try to relax, I still, and I joke about it on the show, but, you know, you do the G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip on the wheel. And that's why when I'm reviewing wheel rims, I'm very sensitive to flex and twisting action and a wheel rim itself.
Sure, sure.
Or if it's a two-piece grip, if there's any separation between those two pieces, it drives me insane.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, with this wheel, that the grips are maybe twice, it's maybe 50% thicker than what I'm accustomed to.
Yep.
I just can't get my fingers wrapped all the way around it.
Gotcha.
And therefore, I just can't start squeezing with the fingertips because they're not, you know.
There you go,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and it's just a lot less white knuckle.
Sure, sure.
All right, Callum, where's Robby? That's a great question. Great question. Robby could not make it today. Robby has a family engagement, so unfortunately he couldn't make it today, which is, and I say unfortunate, I'm sure Robby, even though we're in NASCAR, would be quite happy being at an oval today.
He would have really enjoyed this. Yes, he was sad to miss this one tonight for sure. Yep. Yes, Robby, a big fan of the oval stuff. He loves hitting these oval tracks.
So if you would like to join us, the password is always up there. I got to learn where to point. Over there, up
right,
above
yep.
Ricmotech 2. The password is side by side. You go to the hosted section on iRacing. Look for a room hosted by Frank Rico. The password is side by side, because we are racing door to door here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in a very, very rare Hotlap Humpday running the ovals in the ARCA car, which is an exciting oval car. I can say that. It's got a lot of horsepower. It does not have a lot of handling. At least my setup doesn't.
Right. Yes, we are seeking oval help here, folks. Come out and give Shaun and I some tips on how to get around this place and dial this car in here at Charlotte.
and I will gladly give somebody a big thank you on air for a decent setup.
I love it. I love it. Nothing like a little hot lap bribery.
I should put that right between side by side and Kevin's name. It should just say,
There you go.
you know, public thank you for setup generosity.
Yep. Well, Shaun, you're still holding down the top time. 31.107. Look at you go, man. Doing a little oval shining on your resume tonight. Look at you.
4 wrecked cars later.
Oh, got a car up near the wall there at turn 4. Turn 3 entry, rather. Kenneth Estep holding down P3 right now with a 31.569. And the driver in the Ricmotech 1 simulator on screen there is holding down the P2 time here at Charlotte with a 31.274. Anthony Morano Jr. back there in P5 with a 31.772. And our good buddy Jose Cabrera from Ricmotech down there holding a 31.958 on the board. The Ricmotech 2 machine has got a time now with a 36.206. That driver finally getting a good clean lap in here. Jeremy Jangral joining us in his number 79. So great to see Jeremy coming out tonight. Of course, if you want to join us, as Shaun mentioned, side by side is the password. That's all one word, all lowercase. Side by side. That'll get you into the session. Of course, we are on iRacing this evening, as always, and in the hosted sessions. And, of course, event tonight, well, it's the Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday Challenge. The event is put on every month, the third Wednesday of every month, and we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary. Hard to believe that 5 years gone by with the Hotlap Humpday Challenge. We have done, well, I would say quite a few combinations by now with all of the different cars and tracks here on iRacing. And in case you folks aren't aware, this is a competition that no one can really plan for. We put the session up live on iRacing at 6 p.m. Eastern, and drivers have no idea what the car and track combination is going to be until that session goes up. That way everybody has a equal playing field, if you will. Come in, jump into the car, and do the best they can out here to try to get themselves up on that leaderboard. So how it works here for the Hotlap Humpday Challenge tonight, at least, here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, being an oval Hotlap Humpday Challenge, we're going to take the top 18 drivers for race 1. That's going to take place at 8:30 Eastern this evening. We will have qualifying beginning at 8 p.m. That will be an open qualifying, so a little bit different here for a qualifying for an oval event. Open qualifying for 30 minutes here at Charlotte. And the top 18 drivers on the leaderboard, they will advance into race 1. After race 1 is over, the top 15 drivers, we will take the top 15 into our final feature event. Now, what's neat about that is the winner of tonight's event will win themselves a Ricmotech Racing Simulators t-shirt. Will also get themselves a ticket into the championship that'll take place in December of this year, where a lucky driver can win $500 in sim racing gear from Ricmotech.com. So a lot of reasons to be here tonight. Come on out and join us. Side by side is the password, all lowercase, all one word. And again, we are on iRacing in the hosted sessions. Come on out and join us. Shaun, you're still sitting on that 31-1 there, buddy.
Yeah, but I'm no longer P1. Matt Wags is.
Oh, Pat finds himself up on the Matt Wagner at the top of the leaderboard here. Interesting. Shift in the old numbers, 31.020 out of Matt. Good run for him tonight. So I have a feeling, Shaun, we are going to see the 30s once these drivers are able to start aligning themselves with a competitor, although there's not a whole lot of slipstream here. A little bit on the back stretch. The front stretch, you'd probably pick up a little bit. I'm thinking it could be a 3-4 tenths maybe difference in the draft here, but some of the experts in the oval realm can confirm that with us.
There's a lot of slip here.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. A lot of slip. I've slid on entry. I've slid on exit.
It's just pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. And Callum, no, I have not had a chance to look at any of those reviews. No, I have not. All right, if I can just keep these wheels under me here.
Mike set for inside the sim here. John, I'm going to jump in the sim here and do a little announcement to the drivers.
Okay. Hey, Kevin, can you let Frank know that Ricmotech 3 is down again?
Copy that, will do. Hey, Frank, you have a copy, buddy.
And you're going crackly, Mike, on this one.
Stand by.
So many things. Sorry, Kevin. I'm just like, dude, Kevin, can you do this? And now do that. Can you deal with this?
Right. And then you can deal with that. All right. Did we get the mic cleared up?
Mike's good.
All right. Good.
I went #1 again, by the way. And
look at that. 30.936, our first 30 of the night. Great job out of Mr. Shaun Cole, broadcasting live here from the Simpit tonight for the entire event here this evening. And, well, you know what? He finds himself at the top of the leaderboard. Matt Wagner right behind him with a 31.020. Jeremy J. Raw, great to have Jeremy out here in that number 79, coming in with a 31.125. We have 3 simulators at the Ricmotech facility in Miami Lakes, Florida, at the open house tonight. Those drivers may have some experience on ovals. They may not, so just be aware. Keep your courtesy up out there. Try not to get frustrated. Some of those drivers are coming in to try out the simulators there in Miami, so some may have some experience in a sim and some may not. So just be aware of that. Keep your relative up and just be cautious of and keep your courtesy up more than anything out there tonight. All right, we have 11 drivers in. We're looking forward to getting quite a few more in this evening here. We should see some of the oval drivers coming over from Extreme Motorsports, and I know the Simpit gang will be bringing some drivers in here shortly. So looking forward to a fun night here of oval racing for our round 9 of 2022.
Just for the record, I'm not that impressed with my lap time, people. I just have to get my accolades while I can on my own stream, you know?
That's right. You have to look good at least in one portion of the broadcast, right?
I can clip that out.
Yeah, exactly. I was once a leader of my own show. Once.
Jane Graw. Jane Graw is supposed to be real fast. Rumor has it.
That's right.
Word from the rumor mill has it that Jane Graw is pretty
the
quick.
rumor mill. Okay, good.
I love it. Friday night rumor mill, right?
Yeah. We have an all-black car out here. Goodness, can't see the number. Whom is this driver? Car number 4. Going to be Jose Cabrera driving out of that simulator there in Miami. Jose looking to move himself up on the board there right now, holding steady with a 31.378 on the board, holding down P8 presently. Kenneth Estep sitting P6 with a 31.370, literally 1,000th of a second quicker than Mr. Anthony Morano Jr. That 9 car now, that's the Ricmotech 4 simulator down.
Right, just catching up with some chat. Yeah, you know, well, I mean, you guys are just pointing out, you know, it's sort of funny with Logitech and, you know, someday, because again, Thrustmaster's been teasing a direct drive wheel for over a year now, and, you know, we still don't definitively know when, right? Lots of rumors on that. Rumor mill, more rumor mill.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing about it that is sort of funny about both Logitech and Thrustmaster is, wow, you know, both of them, you know, left the door wide open. I mean, and Jonathan, I agree. Yeah, or was who said it? That it might have been earlier in the chat where someone said Logitech said, "Hey, Thrust." Oh, there it is. Pete Callum said Thrustmasters are down, so Logitech came in and said, "We'll just finish them off." And it's like, yeah, but I don't know. It might be too late for the both of them. You look at the market, you look at the direct drive market, the saturation, and better yet, they come in at a they're not coming in at a lower, more affordable price point than what's already available. So if that's the case, you know, I mean, and why? And funny enough, why would I mean, Logitech is a trusted name in gaming, and that's going to go a long way. But this is also their first dive into a direct drive wheel, and some of their competition might be on V3, V4, you know, certainly on the software side of things of their wheels. So Logitech, Thrustmaster, they're both kind of late to the party. And they kind of showed up with ugly dates.
Yep.
So they better hope there's a lot of alcohol at the party.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Sorry. Flashback to college. I might have just gotten dropped from the room.
Oh, no. Did you really?
I'm seeing about 100 packet losses.
Oh, boy.
Both computers or just one? Both computers.
Oh, boy. Oh, wow.
Or maybe it was all of Florida just went down. Are Frank and them with us? Oh,
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Oh,
Frank
we lost Frank. Frank lost power again. Yep.
Well,
Frank, you have a copy? Oh, he's still on. Well, he's still in the broadcast room.
That puts me in a tough spot. Now I have to have like quadruple personalities. Andrew White, I knew you'd be excited showing up tonight. So we are having some technical difficulties out of Florida. The room is still open. The event is still going. The live stream is still going. We are just missing all sorts of extra cameras today. Robby Unser was unable to attend today's broadcast, so unfortunately we're down there. Ricmotech supplied us with 3 cameras from today's event, but it looks like they've had yet another power outage. You know, they're trying to run every sim and every light in the building at the same time, and we can all sympathize with the problem there.
Yeah, I think they just received a complaint call from the Dolphins. Their training camp building just shut down, so we're gonna have to back those sims down just a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Jonathan Hacker, and that is what Logitech has going for them. Their name, and I'm one of the first. You want proof? Logitech camera. A high-end Logitech keyboard. High-end Logitech mouse. Hey, Andrew. Bottom of the line Logitech keyboard and mouse.
Hey, Andrew. Good to see you.
Hey, Andrew. Hey, buddy. I knew you'd like today's combo. So, I'm a big fan, and the plug and play aspect is going to be very reassuring. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much on what's going on here behind the scenes at the Simpit. But right now I'm using the new Ricmotech Real Gear GT3 pedals. I don't think they call them Real Gear anymore. That's like a holdout. Holdout by me. The GT3 pedals. This is the most performance hydraulic pedals I've ever used, including having a bias knob that adds and subtracts the stiffness to the pedal. Amazing technology in these pedals, but they are so high-tech that you need to almost have an engineering degree to operate them. You need to have a basic understanding of how a braking system works to adjust them within the boundaries of what they're designed to use. All right, that's one product. I'm using a SimuCube 2 Pro, which is a pretty troubleshot direct drive wheelbase. But at the same time, comparing it to the plug and play of Logitech, I guarantee you when you plug your Logitech wheel in, plug it in, it probably self-downloads the software, does all whatever firmware without you doing anything but hitting OK. I'm on a GSI steering wheel here today. This thing, you require a doctorate in SimHub to make it work. Depending on your computer, you might have USB connectivity issues. It requires really doing a little more troubleshooting, a little more programming, a little bit more understanding of how your equipment works than, and this gets back to the moral of the topic, the moral of the story here, which is Logitech. What do they bring to the table? Yeah, it might be a little more expensive, Newton meter to Newton meter than other wheels. It might not be as fancy, maybe include a little more plastic than some other wheels. But for those who don't like to read instructions, for those who are not qualified to have to figure out anything on their own, it's going to be a great go-to option. There's no taking that away from that, because that's what Logitech do. Being fair. And that's why they have an edge on Thrustmaster as well, to be honest with you. Yeah, Kevin, you were going to interject?
Oh, I was just going to say, well said. I mean, that is really what Logitech has brought to the table over the years, the reliability, the ease of use. For those that are just wanting a plug-and-play ability that are not technically savvy, that's probably going to be the ideal situation. It's really, to me, the only advantage that I think they're going to have, because they are so late to the party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so that, and then that's the other thing that I do say, and we bring up consoles and compatibility there. Yes, but I also feel that at a certain price point, when your wheel costs more than the console, you might not be having that many people using that wheel on a console, even though it can be done. Yes, I know there are a lot of Fanatic Podium users on a console, but I'm guessing not as many as that are on a PC. And then I think usually when people start looking into high-end gear, they're usually looking at the PC market for the most part.
Yep.
But I could be very wrong there. I'd love to get some better fact on that versus assumption.
It will be interesting to see how the direct drive market does to a console landscape. Are we going to see the direct drive market really become the mainstay even in the console platform? But I don't see those price points coming down that far. I just don't see it being feasible to be produced at that price point.
Well, but I think first you have to look at why we've gone to direct drive steering wheels. And
true.
For me, there are two parts to that. Part one, whether you're talking about gear driven or belt driven, but when you add so much plastic internals for the most part, I'm not sure it was the belt's problem, and I'm not sure it was the gear problem. I think it was the amount of plastic being used to hold those things in position. But when you add wheels that just inherently flexed, to people who like professional quality gear, that was unacceptable. And I think that's one reason alone to go to a direct drive wheel. And we didn't bring up Newton meters, right? And then the other one would be Newton meters. Well, and this is something that, again, I don't like to say it. I get repetitive on certain things I say on my show a lot, but we all have preconceived notions of what it's like to drive a certain car. And chances are we'll never get anything close to the experience of driving that car. So as I hop in this ARCA, I have no idea. And I can have 100 people tell me how light or heavy the steering wheel is, but without anything to really compare it to, I have no idea what it's like to steer one of these cars. So when I'm buying a wheel, when I'm dialing in my wheel, I'm really dialing it in to match that notion in my head. So with that, that's where we get to the Newton meter factor and how strong a wheel you really want or need, and what are you trying to get out of your sim racing experience. So this is getting back, long story short, on this topic, part of the topic, but a direct drive wheel and consoles. Well, forgive me for saying this, and I'm sure I'll get emails telling me I'm an idiot, but I just don't feel that Gran Turismo or Forza or F1 2022 give you the physics-based force feedback cues that are distinct enough to really warrant putting a lot of money into heavy-duty force feedback power. Like to me, I just feel like it's a little bit closer to the old canned effects, and therefore I still appreciate a really smooth wheel, but I might not need to pay for big horsepower. So when I look at a direct drive wheel that I think is well suited for consoles, it would be like the CSL direct drive wheel. It would be those 5 to 6, 7 Newton meter wheels, and only the Fanatic is the only one that's just straight up console compatible.
Right.
Now Sim Magic and Moza and others are making wheels that can be competitive to that price point, but right now they're not compatible on the console. But again, anything more than that, man, I hope if you're spending more money than that, you bought a Podium, I would urge you to go drive a Assetto Corsa R-Factor 2 iRacing,
right?
Please, please don't restrict the use of that wheel to Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking away anything from Gran Turismo, the most important driving game in the history of all time. I'm not taking anything away, but just, there's a certain time and place for everything.
Yep. Yes. Very true. Very true. You certainly don't want to buy a Ferrari if you're a farmer that lives on a dirt road 20 miles out in the woods, right?
Exactly. Right. Because a nice little Subaru would do you so much better.
You bet. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And then at the same time, take that Subaru to your favorite road course, and as much as I'll praise a Subaru, again, you're not really going to be blowing anyone's mind with your all-wheel drive Subaru at a racetrack,
Yeah.
So no offense to either. Again, it's hard to do these things without offending people.
It is.
I'm not playing pictures of videos of people driving their Mustangs off trying to do burnouts and look cool. I'm not doing that. It's not one of those kind of slams.
Yeah, right? Yes. Define your slam, if you will. If you have to explain your slam, it doesn't have any merit, right?
My slam is no different than the fact that I am using a butterfly rim to drive an Arctic car at Charlotte.
Yep. You have the wheel that's getting the looks tonight, for sure.
All right, so Matt Wagner has pulled into the lead, 30.763.
Oh, nice.
Murano Jr. is in second with an 8.30. I'm in third now. And Lockjaw Jangraw is 30.991 in fourth. And I don't know, maybe that's Jose and Ricmotech too at 30.998. And I see Ricmotech is back in action. Ricmotech cameras and sims up and running. Ooh, there's a young guy wearing gloves like he knows what he's doing. From a side profile, it almost looks like Michael Conti, but I don't think it is Michael Conti. But he's wearing Momo gloves.
At Jose?
I don't think, is that Jose?
Have his black glasses on?
No. Omega, the password is side by side. And the session name, I'm not sure, it's hosted by Frank Rico.
Yep. The
Frank
session
Rico.
will be called Hotlap Humpday Challenge.
There you go.
Yep, hosted by Frank Rico.
Oh, Ricmotech 3 went down again.
Uh-oh.
Poor Frank.
All right, let's...
Hotlap Humpday, Omega. Hotlap Humpday. Password is side by side. Room is hosted by Frank Rico. I think I'm going to step away for a moment. I'm going to probably get a little bit of coffee brewing. I'm going to have to come back and find 1.5 tenths. 0.15. I need 0.15 improvement. Kevin, are you here? Oh, I'm not going anywhere if Kevin's not here. Alright. So it's number 9. What car is number 9? 9 is Ricmotech 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I don't know if that's who's driving. I'm thinking that's Ricmotech 2. Oh, I don't have control of the camera. I can't switch it. That's Kevin's control.
I was chatting in Sim there. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. Hey,
Always
Leo,
know what-
I just saw your name on the leaderboard. Welcome. Joa just made it in here. Joseph Anticoli made it in here. All right, I was going to step away for one moment.
All right, sounds good, Shaun.
All right. Hey,
Watching,
Jonathan, you've been watching since the good old days inside sim racing.
Yeah.
Oh, man, of course, man. I try to respond to every comment that I can read, and if I ever don't respond to your comment, you just might want to throw a couple question marks before it, and then put it again, because I really do try hard to acknowledge everybody being part of the show. Trading paints will be allowed, Leo. Hopefully you're not doing anything totally inappropriate. That would suck. That would certainly suck for me, but no, sure, trading paints. I'm running Simpit and Ricmotech logos, honoring my two favorite companies here today, that being Simpit, I think you know why, and Ricmotech, because Ricmotech's always been so good to me. They sponsor the show. These incredible pedals under my feet are from Ricmotech, and so and they're hosting the event as well. Look at that, putting up $500, Ricmotech bucks. So if you win today's event, that'd be the second race in our shootout at the end of the event today. You will win a golden ticket. As I think I'm the only one. I'm so obsessed with the Willy Wonka golden ticket thinking. But if you win a golden ticket, you will get to run in the December event, and the winner of that event. So if you win the golden ticket, it comes with a T-shirt. So you get a cool Ricmotech T-shirt, which I'm wearing. Like, it says Ricmotech, but it's all tiny right here because it was like a sponsor of our race team shirt. I'm still holding out and don't have a real Ricmotech shirt because I haven't won an event since they started giving away shirts. Anyway, I want a golden ticket. I want to race in December, so that's what we're shooting for. So, all right, I'm gonna take 5. Get in here, Leo. Turn some laps. Jonathan, are you out here? I don't see you. Are you gonna run with us? You should get out here. I love chatting with you guys, but it's even cooler when you're in the room, I will say. Just one of my things. I like getting everybody out there on track. I finished show. I'll see you on the track. I'll see you on the track. And I really do mean that, or hopefully do mean that. So get out here, turn some laps. This is the hosted section, hosted by Frank Rico. It is Hotlap Humpday, and the password is side by side. And now I'm going to play a quick promo of Ricmotech and leave you in the hands of Kevin Ford while I step away from this a little bit.
Yeah, we have our eyes on the 30 car here of Leo Mora just coming into the session here. Going to get a few laps under his belt. Just ahead of him is Joa Antonio. Great to see Joa out. His first hot lap here. Let's see if he can get a time stretched out of Charlotte Speedway here. Mile and a half, 24-degree banking here at Charlotte. Great to have everyone out. If you want to come out and test your skills against some of these stealth oval drivers we have out here tonight, come on out and join us. We are on iRacing in the hosted sessions, of course. Look for the Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday Challenge is the name of the session, hosted by Frank Rico, owner and operator of Ricmotech Simulators out of Miami Lakes, Florida. Quite a few drivers coming in and joining us now. We still have quite a few garages here that are waiting for your vehicle to take up some space and come out here and join us. We tackle a little bit of oval action here for this Hotlap Humpday Challenge for September of 2022, our 9th race of the season.
Hey,
go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, I was going to go away and I saw Jonathan's comment. Jonathan, I really am dying to hear your opinion. Because sometimes I wondered, at what point do people lose touch with certain realities, right? So what wheel do you use as a console racer, which is awesome? What wheel do you use, and what is the most you would spend? Like, what level do you think you would do? How high up the ladder would you go to maintain your console racing if you were replacing your wheelbase? That. I'd love to know your answer there, just for some perspective and opinion. All right, that's it. I'll be right back.
No problem, Shaun. There we go. There's that 2-car of Matt Wagner. He's holding that top spot on the leaderboard right now up there in P1 with a 30.763. Has 22 laps on the board so far, so he's been getting that car dialed in, starting to really get as much as he can out of that vehicle here for the Hotlap Humpday Challenge tonight. One racing for that spot in the December championship. That'll go to the winner tonight. They will get that golden ticket to Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday 2022 championship that'll take place in December this year. I believe on the 21st of December. That'll be a nice little gift to win right before the holidays. $500 in sim racing equipment being given away of your choice from Ricmotech.com. Every driver that wins each one of these Hotlap Humpday challenges throughout the year of 2022 will get themselves a sharp-looking Ricmotech Racing Simulators t-shirt. Well, so that'll be tipped out to you. Got to win one of these events, but first you got to enter one of them. Side by side is the password. Come on out and join us tonight. All one word, all lowercase. That'll get you into one of the garages here, so you can come on out and spin some laps here around the 1.5 mile speedway of Charlotte. Great track, a lot of fun to drive, but very, very challenging. Turn 4 always being one of the corners here that can really create havoc. That wall seems to get closer and closer as those tires wear. Back to the action on track here. We'll see the 68 in that nice-looking golf machine out here tonight. Joseph Anacoli. driving that beautiful off. And to improve on his time, he comes in with here. Been his, he's just starting his first hot lap here. We'll see what he's able to cross the line. He's got a couple drivers coming up onto the backstretch underneath of him there. That Simpit machine of the number 33 back there. 323, rather. Shaun dropping now to P3 with his 30.936, but just a couple of tenths off of that leader of Matt Wagner. Watch number 13 of Andrew White coming out on track in that black and white Simpit livery. Sharp-looking blue wheels on that car. Heads up onto the backstretch. Car approaching him from behind. It looks like he's going to be able to get up to speed and not interfere with that driver. Oh, the 66 takes a low line there. 13 stays high. Taking a courtesy line there to allow the 66 to stay on their hot lap approach there. We'll see how the 66 comes across the line there. Kenneth Eastep looking to improve on his 31.178. Just a little bit over on that one. Not able to improve on that time so far. We have the number 8, that Ricmotech 3 machine, simulator out of Miami. Drivers there at the open house taking place tonight. Two things take place at Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday. We have our online competition, which everyone is enjoying the broadcast of, but we also have an open house taking place down there at the Ricmotech headquarters, where drivers can come in from the local area there around Miami and test out the simulators. He has 4 machines running tonight there at Ricmotech. Great opportunity to sample the motion sims, the stagnant simulators. They have the stationary sims there as well that you can try, everything from single monitor all the way up to triple monitor. Test out the SlipSense motion simulator that provides traction loss. Rear end of the seat there, which is quite an exciting experience. I'll never forget the first time I got in that SlipSense simulator. It was quite surprising to me, the realism that brought to driving simulator. Able to get some of that seat of the pants feel was quite a nice addition to be down there driving on that sim. Yeah, if you're ever in the Miami area, be sure to visit Ricmotech. They're located right there in Miami Lakes. Frank and the crew will be happy to give you the nickel tour of the Ricmotech facility there. Beautiful showroom. They have all of Max Pappas's MPI wheels there on display, along with a plethora of other wheel products from direct drive to belt-driven wheels, full rigs, full simulators, all the way up to 40, 50-inch monitors. Name it. You can pretty much walk through there and feel like you're at the Disney World of simulators. Great facility down there. Been there myself and didn't really want to leave. It's like going to Home Depot on a Saturday morning. You know, you just want to open that wallet and buy everything you see. Well, come on out and join us tonight if you want to test your skills here in the ARCA car around Charlotte Motor Speedway. This 24-degree high bank track is full of excitement. Drivers are starting to utilize some of the draft out there to bring those times down on the leaderboard. Jeremy Jangral still holding on to P4 as we watch the number 30 there of Leo Mora trying to get that car underneath him and improve on his time. Struggling a little bit there to get a good smooth lap time in. Oh, there's the number 6 car. Was looking for him a moment ago. Ricmotech 2 simulator. Ooh, Anthony Morano Jr. moves up to P2 in that number 323 machine, a 30.830. Great time out of him tonight. We see a mover and shaker up on the board. That number 323 of Anthony Morano Jr. having a good lap here with a 30.830, putting him within a tenth of a second rather of Matt Wagner in that number 2 machine. Shaun Cole finds himself dropping down to P3 now with his 30.936 in that familiar number 39 Simpit machine. Do want to thank Shaun for coming out and broadcasting this whole event live tonight. Jeremy Jangwall right on the heels of Shaun in his number 79 machine tonight, a 30.991. One of the simulators down at the open house in Miami there in that Ricmotech 2 machine, the number 6, coming in to P5 tonight, 30.998. Those top 5 drivers all in the 30-second mark. The 31-second mark starts with Andrew White in that number 13 with the 31 flat, a .027. The Ricmotech 3 simulator down at the open house there in Miami Lakes, a 31.171 out of that number 8 driver. And Kenneth Estep. Kenneth, great to see you out. We do appreciate you coming out each and every month for these events. In that number 66 tonight, a 31.178 out of Kenneth. In drivers, we are going to take the top 18 drivers. If we get the top 18 in here this evening, we'll get them lined up for that first race. That will be coming up here in about 53 minutes or so. We'll be ending our hot lap practice here as we'll move into open qualifying. That's right. A little bit unorthodox for an oval event, but we will have open qualifying throughout the qualifying session. That'll be from 8 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern, again coming up here in 53 minutes. We'll keep the mics pretty quiet during qualifying as drivers will be fighting their way into the top 18 on the leaderboard. And then we will get into race 1. After race 1, we'll take the top 15 finishers out of that event. Those 15 drivers will compete for that Ricmotech Racing Simulators t-shirt and to get that golden ticket championship for December of 2022, where you can win $500 in sim racing gear from Ricmotech.com. Charlotte Motor Speedway, mile and a half around this place, 24-degree banking, opening up in 1960. This place actually came to life for NASCAR. The Coca-Cola World 600, the first one took place that year. I believe it was December, or no, I think it was in June. That's right. Yeah, it was in the middle of June. They hosted the very first World 600 here, and it's been all pretty much NASCAR except for 3 years, 1997 to 1999. They hosted IndyCar events here. Bit of history there for you. Well, Matt Wagner still holding down that 30.605 at the top of the leaderboard. And if you think you have what it takes to come out and knock him down that board, come on out and join us. Side by side is the password. All one word, SIDE, BYSIDE. Yep, side by side. That'll get you into the hosted session here. We have quite a few garages still available for our competition tonight. We have 51 minutes remaining in our hot lap warm-up as we'll transition over to qualifying at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that'll be coming up here in about 51 minutes. And if you're just enjoying watching the event and you're in the market for some sim racing equipment, head on over to ricmotech.com. Take a look at all of the great gear they have. I mean, well, it's such a laundry list. You just have to go see it. A lot of equipment. Hit that products tab and you'll see a laundry list of different sim gear, different products on the market. Everything from Busenfeld to name it, they have it in stock there. Direct drive wheels, belt driven wheels, full rigs, custom DIY setups. You can build your own sim rigs. They have drawings where you can the drawings and build your own home sim rig. Just about anything you could imagine. If you're in the field of sim racing or in the sport of sim racing, definitely visit ricmotech.com. Hopefully we can get Frank in here in a little bit. We'll have a chat with him about some of the new equipment. They just got in a big shipment of some new direct drive wheels. We'll talk to him about that coming up here in a little bit. Got 6 car out here. Move forward. We'll see the 31. The 31, Joe Antonio, a regular here in the Hotlap Humpday Challenge. We see Joe out here just about every month. It's rare that Joe doesn't attend our events. We do appreciate his dedication to the Hotlap Humpday Challenge. Joe, a big road racer, so I'm sure he's enjoying himself out here, doing a little bit of oval driving for a change for Joe. Having a good run tonight. Trying to work on that time a little bit. Sitting there with a 31.002. So that's, really not a bad time for Joa. Not too far off of the rest of the 31 second times here. Joa's sitting P14 maybe? Yeah, looks like, P13 right now.
Oh, that Andrew White comes in flexing his oval muscle.
Oh, boy, he sure did. Yes, indeedy. Andrew White coming in with a new time, 30.724. Number 2 on the board, Anthony Morano Jr. moving to P3 with a 30.751. And what does that do to the 39? Oh, that sends poor old Shaun Cole down to P4 now with his 30.936. Didn't mean to point that out, Shaun, but I just had to.
I expect no less from you.
Hey, it's to do nothing but to bring out the ambition, buddy.
That's right. Oh, I just got knocked down another spot.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All 48 minutes remaining in our hot lap practice here, Shaun. So I think it's time for you to get out there and start getting it done, pal. We have 16 drivers now attending our event. And, we're only taking 18 for race 1 here this evening. So we get a few more drivers in here. Pressure could be on for some of these guys at the back of the bubble. Yep.
Oh, I've forgotten how to drive again. Oh, yeah, this loose thing.
Yeah, the wet noodle at high speeds.
Oh, it was Joa who got me.
Oh, okay. Joa moving up on the board. There you go. I've been waiting on him to jump up there. Yeah, Joa finds himself up there in P7, just ahead of Kenneth Estep now with a 31.002. Just about a tenth of a second ahead of Kenneth Estep. Little rivalry going on there, and that's a hot lap rivalry that goes way back. Leo Mora getting a good time in there, 31.211, moving himself up to P11. And good old Thomas Dudek. Great to see Thomas out there. He's a regular in our Hot Lap Hump Day Challenge. Comes out, pretty much every month for this competition. In that familiar number 83 tonight, coming in with a 31.232. Watching that 323 of Anthony Morano Jr. as we knew he would work his way up that leaderboard. He's up in P3 with a 30.751, literally 0.03 of a second off of Andrew White in that number 3. Shaun Cole in that 39 Simpit machine. Shaun out here having a good run tonight. 30.936 out of Shaun. He's looking to improve on that here. Jeremy Jangraw really battling it out tonight. Jeremy sitting on a 30.991, just 0.06 of a second between the drivers. Boy, Shaun, you're sporting that big Ricmotech right across the back of that tailgate. Boy, that is big and bold.
I like it.
Yeah, looking sharp.
Oh, that's not going to hang in there. Come on.
Oh, hold on to her. Shaun coming across the line here in that for 39. Let's see if he's able to improve on that time. Nope, still holding strong with that 30.93. I'm real curious, Shaun, if we're going to see a 30.5 here tonight. Gonna take some slipstream, I think.
Yeah, I think if you set it up with a draft, you could probably pull it off. But it would have to almost be like a staged lap, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Then again, my setup is pretty far off, too. I think if you really dialed something in for qualifying, maybe you could, too.
Yep.
But again, that would be a team effort of a driver who could really work with the crew to do that, because it would be such a one-lap machine.
Yeah, true.
I've already busted these tires. They're no good. They're no good for the purposes of this. Yeah, I have not really had a single draft lap, so I really don't know. Adrian Stealth, this is iRacing. Cause of slipping. Oh, I missed that. What did you say? Someone. I missed. Somebody brought up slipping and I missed it. Jonathan, I did see your answer with the CSL Elite with the 918 rim. That's a good combo, by the way. Really good combo.
Watching the 9 car, that's the Ricmotech 4 simulator down. Driver testing out the sim and self there, putting in a laps around Charlotte.
I got my go-go juice.
Ah, look
But
out, guys.
but now I need to go-go.
Right? Frank Rico simulator there in Miami.
And I don't know if it got hotter in my room or if it's just because I had a few swigs of coffee, but it seems really hot in my room.
Joseph Anacoli coming in with a 31.536, holding down P15 right now. That'll be the bubble for our second sprint race of the evening. Taking 18 drivers for the first round. We'll drop 3 for the second round. We'll bring out that'll bring out the top 15 from round 1. We'll go into that second feature race, the final event of the evening, where we'll take that winner from that event and put them into that championship in December to win that $500 in Ricmotech gear from Ricmotech.com. That event will be taking place on December 21st this year. The holiday break. Be a nice thing to win, wouldn't it, Shaun? $500 in sim equipment.
Man, I could use $500.
Right, right. Yeah, and you never know what kind of car track combination we're going to have for that finale either. Boy, we have to come up with something a little bit outlandish for that one. We might have an oval driver win this night, and then what's that oval driver going to do in December? Have to get a little bit of road practice in, maybe. maybe we may have a combination that's a little of both. Who knows?
Hang on, baby, hang on. Oh, shit. I had to go for it, though. I had to.
There we go. Anthony Morano Jr. heading back out of the pits here. He's taking the sweat off, refilled his drink, and ready to hit the track once again. Work his way up the leaderboard here. Sitting with a 30.751 now on the...
KC. Okay, so, this is the thing. I always have trouble. I don't know why it's so hard for me to combine the two skills. I can tell you what the car's doing as a driver, but I usually will do my best to drive around the problems, and then I'll start forgetting what it's doing wrong, too. And then as a crew chief, I kind of know what kind of things adjust what kind of things. It's just I never really got good at putting packages together that actually got you results. So yes, I might chase that problem, but it usually makes the car slower. So it's like, oh, well, great. You've cured its woes, and you've made it so drivable that it's slow. What is the car doing? On entry, the rear end specifically, right rear corner, is just not holding the ground. So my guess is either lowering the rear end or a combination of lower and maybe also stiffen. But I don't know if that'll work. The other is the tires do something really weird at Charlotte. When they're cold, they're really hard to get grip on the track, and then they do warm up and they come in and they become drivable, but a little sketchy still. The only problem is if you tighten the car up anymore after 10 laps, it has so much understeer that it's hard to stay out of the wall. That's my experience with Charlotte. A lot of ovals do that to you, though. A lot of ovals, if you're a hot lap warrior, a lot of ovals will lure you into thinking you're even fast at times. And then you find out you're fast, but you're eating your tires alive, and you've got nothing for race pace beyond 5-6 laps. Probably in that scenario right here, trying to take this setup and hot lap it and driving the wheels off it. Looking at my last temps, my right rear was 202, my right front was 215 on that last run. Race trim, you don't want to see that kind of tires temps, I don't think. I think 205, 210 would be all right, but you don't want to be seeing 215 on the right front.
Probably not, unless you're going to whip up a grilled cheese.
No, I don't know much,
320.
so again, there I go, scrubbing the wall.
You're having a little trouble there coming off the final corner.
Oh, no problem, KC. I love talking about it. Whoa! Talk and drive.
Parker car's a pretty heavy vehicle.
They're fine.
3,300 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, is it, you find that, getting a couple laps under her, she comes in a little bit?
Kinda, but not really.
Yeah. Not really. That's what makes it fun.
I cannot get any more speed out of it, though. I'm trying a later apex. See, I think there's a way to just slide it into the corner like that, but a little too much and it kicks. And once it kicks, it's over. Might as well give Morano a little help. He went by, let me go by on purpose. Help out a buddy.
That's right.
Oh, it's not going to help him if I'm in the wall.
Oh, watching Anthony get loose there coming out of 4. Boy, what a save, but it sure dinged up that car. I believe these cars have the new damage model, Shaun.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Added that recently to this.
Right on, Jonathan. I totally appreciate that. I mean, I just say that because I don't care when you start off in sim racing, for the most part, chances are you started on a console. In my scenario, I started so long ago that PCs were so far ahead of consoles that I really did start my racing on the PC.
On the PC?
Wow. But, by the time it got to the 2000s, that had switched where most people were playing Gran Turismo or Forza, Project Gotham, variety of different games that were really quality games back in the day. Need for Speed might have been one of the catalysts for people to start sim racing. And so again, for so many, and I just think back even for me, like the console racing came after PC racing. So I had been playing Grand Prix Legends and the original NASCAR 2003, and a good friend of mine was like, man, you really got to try Project Gotham. And I was like, all right, what the hell? So I bought a wheel for the Xbox. That was an Xbox title. And I built a little wooden stand to pull up in front of my TV with my console. And I played the heck out of that game in that way. And then from there, I've always if that was my main thing, I would have just expanded the rig to have a seat. All right, Andrew, I see you, buddy. Yeah, let's go. You want to follow me? Tom's coming with us. iRacing is my main sim, Casey. And it's not necessarily because I think it's superior, by the way, because I think Assetto Corsa or Competizione, depending on what you're looking at, or 4, is a great sim. I think R Factor 2 in the right circumstances is a great sim. I think AMS, oh geez, taking us both out. Sorry, Andrew. No, that's a problem. I'm not.
All right, we'll see if the 13 and the 39 can get back lined up here again.
Takes 3 times. 3 times.
All right, here we go.
3 times 13 to get to 39.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Well, for our viewers out there that want to come out and test their abilities here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, come on out and join us on iRacing. Password is side by side. All lowercase, all one word, side by side. That'll get you into the session.
Shit.
ARCA car tonight, and boy, poor Shaun is having a time getting that car out of 4 tonight. Collects the 31, and good old Joe Antonio, his buddy there, and brings him down into the grass there out of.
Sorry, Joa.
Right? Oh, goodness.
I seem to be working for the enemy. Jonathan Hacker, for a very long time, for many years, I called the DFGT the great secret weapon of sim racing. So now, of course, this was before the direct drive wheel revolution, right? But the DFGT matched with like a set of Club Sport pedals was for on a relatively, because at the time I think a set of Club Sport were $300. You get a DFGT and throw away the pedals, and I think that was like $250. And that meant for $550 you had a setup that could just basically compete with anything you could build at the time. DFGT, it was light in power, but it was high in function and really high in accuracy. It was a great wheel. One of the best, in my opinion, you know, when you look back on time, obviously, like, things get better with time, but you have certain products over time that were just, like, really important or the best. And I just really think the DFGT was always one of the best wheels we ever had available at its time.
All right, drivers, we are down to 30 minutes remaining. 30 minutes remaining in our hot lap practice here. At that time, the top of the hour, we will switch over to qualifying. That will be a 30-minute qualifying session. Usual for ovals, it's going to be open qualifying, guys. We'll have 30 minutes here. Utilize the draft.
That's only going on the air.
Try to reduce that time.
Was that to be to the room or to the...
That was to the room.
Because I don't know if it went out. I didn't see your thing light up.
Oh, really?
I think it did, and then it stopped. I'm not sure.
My mic's not cutting out, is it?
I don't think it acknowledged your key.
Check. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. You have to go in, reselect the mic, back out again, and then...
Ah.
Now I got her back.
There you go.
There we go. Now I got the mic back. All right, drivers, we have just under 30 minutes remaining in our hot lap practice here this evening. We will switch over at the top of the hour to qualifying. And out of the ordinary for oval, we're going to do open qualifying. That's right. We'll have 30 minutes of open qualifying here at Charlotte, and that will determine the field for our first 15-minute sprint race here this evening. We will do dual 15-minute sprint races. The first one will house the top 18 drivers on the leaderboard. Now, right now, we have 16 drivers that have times recorded. We will have, hopefully, a couple more drivers coming in here in the next 30 minutes. But as it stands right now, all 16 of you will qualify for the first 15-minute heat race. From the first race, we will take the top 15 drivers. The top 15 will go into race 2, and then that race will take one winner from the second feature race that will win the Ricmotech Racing Simulators t-shirt, as well as a golden ticket, as Shaun puts it, to that championship coming up in December this year. December 21st, actually, will be our final hot lap competition for 2022, where you can win $500 in sim racing gear from Ricmotech.com. Great to see everyone out tonight. Great to see all the regulars here. Leo Mora, great to see you back. And, of course, Kenneth Estep and Jeremy Jangraw, Thomas Dudek. Great to see Thomas back tonight. We do appreciate all of you coming back out for our September edition of the Hotlap Humpday Challenge this evening.
I don't know. You got all scratchy there again.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
also getting double, and I don't know why. For some reason.
That's big. I missed that time, that's why.
Okay, so that was on you. I was sitting here
It
messing
was
with things.
on me. Oh, right. That was on. Yeah.
But now you're scratchy again.
I'm actually getting a little. Like John.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh no.
It was a pretty good rap, though. All right, what's our time check? It looks like we are about 27 minutes. Is that right from qualifying? Sounds about right. I'd like to find a little more speed, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any better in qualifying trim. And I think what might be more important is driving the car easier. Drive it as hard as I'm driving it right now, trying to set a lap. I guarantee you, you're not going to... Well, I wouldn't be able to win with that. I will have destroyed the tires.
Still nothing, Kevin. No. I still can't get. Oh, I just needed to bite into that corner, and it's just not. If you see that, it's just not that. So the right rear is coming around, but it also feels like that right front just isn't grabbing. Oh, Ken, I'm going to run you over. Sorry. Shit.
Shaun, I got a reboot button.
Okay, Kevin. Okay. Sorry, Ken. I didn't want you to feel left out.
User disconnected from your channel.
I gotta check my Oh, I could probably give you a secondary shot until Kevin gets back. Because I do have my spectator view going. So as Kevin reboots, let me fix this real quick. Alright, we'll get some picture-in-picture of me. Or do you want picture-in-picture of Ricmotech too? Oh, wait. I did it, but I didn't do it. Alright, there we go. There we go. There's our temporary fix until we hear Kevin back. Hi, Andrew. Go low. Oh! Whoops. I'd really smacked that 8 car, didn't I? Oh, you guys ever get sciatic nerve pain? Oh my god, it's giving me a crisis.
User joined your channel.
Oh, that might be Kevin coming back.
Yes, I am back.
All right. You got iRacing back? Is that a new stream?
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, let me get that.
It's coming up right now.
Awesome, because I need to stand up because I'm dying. Oh. I got to stretch. All right, we have 20 minutes left in practice, I do believe.
Software here. Get everything fired up again.
20 minutes of practice, and then we've got 30 minutes of qualifying. All right, let's see if Kevin's back up. Let me see what we got here.
Pretty image of the 68 car coming out of 4 there. Times have remained the same.
All right,
Shift in the leaderboard here.
You're back on camera.
Okay, great.
I guess it's good to have mine as a backup.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Literally, my right side, like right at my hip, is just
Oh man,
not quite. And it's like these pedals are not exactly easy.
no, they're not. I've driven on those things. They'll wear you out, man.
And what? 19 minutes? 19 minutes till qual?
We are at 18 minutes and 15 seconds, buddy.
Okay.
Yep, we are counting down.
Which means there's still time. So, you know, we're
There
in an
is.
oval. If you're an oval racer, getting up to speed in the ARCA at Charlotte is not that hard. Plenty of room on the grid. So, if you go to the hosted section, you can still use the regular version. No old, new UI, old UI, new UI. You don't have to worry about that just yet, not till we get to qualifying. But right now, if you go to the hosted section, look for a room hosted by Frank Rico. It'll be titled Hotlap Humpday, and the password is side by side. We are about 18 minutes away from qualifying, which will be a 30-minute open session. Just get your time in, top 18 advance into the heat race, and then we will downsize things once more and invert a certain part of our grid for race number 2 and declare our winner, who will get a Ricmotech t-shirt and a golden ticket to the December event.
Watching the 30 car out here. Theo Mora trying to improve on his time. He's worked his way all the way up to P10 now with a 31 flat. He's actually tied with Kenneth Estep. Both those drivers sitting on a 31 flat, .005, believe it or not. Shaun's still holding down 5. A great time there with a 30.936. Has not been able to chop away at that one of recent. But Joe Antonio just ahead of him with a 30.752. Then we have a 30.751 out of Anthony Morano Jr. And then a 7.24 out of Andrew White. Andrew all the way up into P2 now with his number 13. And Matt Wagner still holding down that top spot with a 30.605.
And Dag, I 100% agree. You know, back in the day, R Factor was the king of the modding community.
Oh, man.
Hands down.
Boy, was it ever. Yep.
Yeah, but, you know, R Factor 2 isn't quite as mod-friendly, and Assetto Corsa, not Competizione, so anybody who's listening, I don't need anyone out there, Assetto Corsa Competizione is very, you know, within its box. But Assetto Corsa, I was going to say the original, but that would be Netcar Pro. But Assetto Corsa
right.
actually is at this point the best modding sim. So one of the my things that I've always said about sim racing, one of the reasons I'm such a huge fan of sim racing, is for anybody out there who's any kind of a fan of cars, racing, racetracks, any of those things, name a car, name a track. If it's iconic in any way, if it has a following in any way, chances are I can give you a scenario to drive that car on that track. And R Factor was what always held the line in terms of making sure that statement was true, and now it really is Assetto Corsa. And, you know, for the most part, again, you could even get to some rather obscure cars, but if it's an iconic car,
in any way, chances are it was done by the modding community. Same thing goes for tracks, and it just, right now we're at a point in time where we're actually seeing the closure of more tracks than we are the opening of new ones. So there's a decline of tracks globally speaking, and through the efforts of like Dale Earnhardt and preserving certain racetracks, there's maybe a chance there. But it might be in the video gaming world, and that comes back to the use of VR, by the way, if you ask me. But being able to experience some of these tracks might only be done through gaming, and especially historic layouts, historic versions. So for race fans, it's really important. For car people, it's really important.
Yeah, Pukekohe being a good example of that. I mean, I was just thrilled to see that they were getting that.
Yeah, just in time too, right?
Yep.
And I think that's going to be really happening more and more and more.
I believe it is.
A lot of racetracks live in areas where the people would just assume the track wasn't there anymore. Funny enough, or unfortunately enough.
Right.
Race fans come to the races, but the people who live nearby, it seems that every track is at risk. Plus, what always happens is, if you think about it, they always build a racetrack like an hour outside of some city, town,
major
municipality.
metro. Right.
Yeah. And so then 20 years go by, and the city grows to where the track used to be out in the sticks, and now it's no longer. Now it's the suburbs. And then it's sort of a problem, right? Because now it's amongst society, not just out in the sticks. And I used to always argue the track was here long before you, but it is the evolution of the cities. And it's like, well, what were they supposed to do? Only grow a different direction? It's like, no, it's sort of the inevitable.
Right.
I think what they're going to have to get better at doing if we want to see racing stick around is getting a lot better at relocating a track. And track owners need to see the city coming and know their days are numbered and be like, oh, it's time to move to the sticks again.
Yep.
And if you own the property, then good. You should be able to make a good profit and buy a place in the sticks for half the price. And if you are just renting the profit, well, I'm sure they've been raising the rent year by year as the city grew bigger. So anyway, I didn't mean to get political, but at least we're race politics.
Hey, that's a politic that I'll talk about.
I'm not sure that was political as much as societal.
Yes, that was more of a societal. Yes.
Man, stick me at an oval, and I get pretty brainiac, huh?
Boy, you've gone deep tonight, man. I tell you what, we've gotten some. You're like the fountain of useless knowledge tonight, pal.
If there was only a Ricmotech shirt and a golden ticket for that.
Right. Oh, that's great.
I do believe I'm maxed out on what I can do in a qualifying trim, though. I don't think I can really get any more out of it. I'm
pretty
right
much.
on my optimal. I know the cars can do more. It's just that I am not. You can get away with a lot here, but I think it really caters somebody who's really got that really good sensitivity for the lift and turn. Lift and turn. Lift and turn.
Very methodical.
Yeah, and if you do it wrong, it really unsettles the car. Which, if you do it in the direction that makes it loose, now you're trying to save it.
Yep.
And if you do it in the other way that makes it wobble the front end instead of the rear, it's not so much that you're going to have a problem saving it. It's just you've just scorched your right front and lost 2/10 in that one little wiggle.
Yeah, right. Yep.
That's where oval is a cold, hard bitch. No, oval is oval racing is so critical of every single thing you do, and people think, a lot of people out there think oval racing is so easy, because left turn, just the same corner, two different corners every lap or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but you know what? The judgment that you were being critiqued on, especially when you're looking at qualifying or race trim, is that bad. It's like one move and you just gave up 2/10 that are really hard to recover. In road racing where mistakes are so prevalent. Small levels of mistakes, those 1 and 2/10 mistakes, are so prevalent that you can make up for a mistake or two just by being clean for 3 or 4 or 5 corners.
Yep.
And it's just in oval, man, you make those 2 mistakes and that car just got a gap on you, and you make another 2 mistakes and that gap just became, I can't even get his draft anymore.
Yep.
And now it's over, really. I mean, now I just have to hope I can out tire wear him.
Yeah, it puts you front stage and center with you're everything you do wrong is right there in front of the crowd.
Yeah,
They're oh yeah, yep. There's such a small room for error. The driving, it's an interesting mental approach, because you go into road racing, and as we all know, road drivers, your first challenge, master the track. You're not so much worried about what your other drivers are doing. If I can drive this track perfect, everything else will take care of itself, right?
Right, to a certain level, yeah.
To a certain level, right. I mean, that is kind of the premise. But you go to oval, wow, it is a completely different mindset. You're driving the track, of course. However, it's obviously much easier to find that fast line on an oval track, because you just have the 2 corners at each end.
Yeah.
But man, to do it precisely and perfectly every single time, that is a skill set that is very, very different and unique. Not easy to do it at all.
And you also got to figure there's a limit to the amount of momentum, but for the most part, especially on bigger tracks, you get faster over the series of a few laps because you're still technically building up speed, right?
Right.
And now there is a limit to that amount, but at the same time, your speed is more than just 1 lap, even once you're up to speed. So it's like, if you do make a mistake, it might actually take a full lap to recover the momental speed of that mistake.
Right.
And in road racing, it's literally minimized to the next braking zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Deeper. We're just getting deep here on Hotlap Humpday September edition, sponsored by Ricmotech. I'm going to take a quick break and walk away, stretch my legs, come back for a qualifying run. But anybody out there in TV land who wants to watch, look, you can go to Ricmotech and drive, because I see Ricmotech 1 is open. So if you went to Ricmotech headquarters in South Miami, or Miami Lakes, Florida, you could actually be in any of these rigs. And just to give you a heads up, in case you're vacationing in the area or live in Florida, but the 3rd Wednesday of every month is Hotlap Humpday by Ricmotech, and we never know the car, we never know the track. We just get thrown into the combination, into the deep end right before the event, and you just see what you can do. It really caters the all-around driver. It caters to the driver who can just not bitch about the combination and setup and just get down to work and post some good lap times. Our format is always a couple hours of practice, followed by qualifying, followed by 2 races, with the winner of the 2nd race winning that month's edition, getting a Ricmotech t-shirt, and getting an entry or a golden ticket into the final event in December 21st, as we learned today. And at that event, you could win $500 of Ricmotech dollars, Ricmotech gear. Anything you want from Ricmotech, you got $500 worth of credit. You can buy something worth $1,000, kick in at $500 and get a pretty good deal. Find something for $500 and get it for free. But anyway, Ricmotech in Miami Lakes, they are the sponsor of the show, and you could always go to their headquarters on the 3rd Wednesday, try out any of their equipment. I think you could do that anytime, but you could run Hotlap Humpday from there. Or if you're watching the show and you're out there on YouTube and you are watching the show, go to the hosted section on iRacing, look for a room hosted by Frank Rico, and the room will be called Hotlap Humpday, and the password is side by side. You still have about 15 minutes to get in here and get up to speed before qualifying is underway. Actually, it's down to 6 minutes. I've been talking that long. So, all right, Corey Allen just chimed in, finally an oval. Yeah, it's been a while. We almost always, someone was asking me, though, it's almost time for a Pro 4, Pro 2 light, like massive start at Crandon or something.
Yeah,
right. I think just just putting my 2 cents in. I like that idea. All right, everyone. I'm going to take my dog for a quick walk, and then I'm going to come back and run a qualifying run.
All right, Shaun, we'll see you back here momentarily as we're getting down to the final 5 minutes. Just under 5 minutes, drivers, just under 5 minutes remaining in our hot lap practice. We will be switching over to qualifying at the top of the hour at p.m. Eastern here in about 4.5 minutes. 30 minutes of qualifying will take place here at Charlotte around this 1.5-mile speedway. They have 30 minutes of open qualifying to utilize some of the draft, team up with some partners out here and see if you can work your way up a little bit further on that starting grid for race 1 this evening. Again, we have 18 drivers in here now that Wouter Van Mork has joined us. Great to see Wouter out here with us. He'll be doing a little oval action here. Great to see Wouter on the oval track. 31.427 is his first time. But again, 18 drivers are in the session. And guess what? We're taking 18 drivers to race 1. So if we don't have anybody else join us here this evening, all of you are going to be ending that first event this evening. But if one more shows up in the next 5 minutes or even during qualifying, boy, that picture could change. The pressure will be on for you guys to stay away from that bubble and make yourself eligible for the top 18 for race 1 coming up here in about 33 minutes. Again, 3.5 minutes remaining now in our hot lap practice. So as I mentioned, we have 18 drivers available, and if anybody wants to come in and join us here, you will be able to get in once we switch over to qualifying, but you will have to utilize the new user interface on iRacing. Not be able to go to the old browser to log in once qualifying starts. That's only available for entry during the or with the new to jump in session once qualifying begins. But if you come and try to get in now, you do have just under 3 minutes to our session from either the UI or the old browser. But come on out and join us. Side by side is the password. We're on the in the iRacing hosted sessions rather. 18 drivers out here now. We've got quite a few garages still available for anyone that would like to come join us. Try to improve on the time. We're driving the ARCA Chevy Impala tonight. That's right, busting out the old ARCA car here on iRacing and utilizing it at Charlotte. Have to purchase anything. That's a free track, so you can come on out. If you own the ARCA car, come on out and love doing these. Really should try to do some more of these for Hotlap Humpday Challenge. Oval drivers involved. Speaking of series, the Extreme Motorsports Series, always sponsored by Ricmotech. They have their Cup Series going over at Extreme right now, so they're in the middle of that season. And we are still taking applications for drivers for the Ricmotech World Challenge and the Ricmotech Classic Sprint Series. The World Challenge being the GT3 TCR combo series. Ricmotech sponsoring all of the road series at Ricmotech, and they are also sponsoring the Cup Series, title sponsor over at Extreme Motorsports. Elite Entertainment is sponsoring the Extreme Motorsports ARCA Series. That series will be cranking up here in just a couple of weeks, about 12 days out. A week from this coming Monday will be the kickoff of that ARCA Series, so be sure to head over to xmsracing.com. Again, xmsracing.com. Signed up over there for any one of those 3 series now available. ARCA registration is open, as well as the Class Sprint Series. Head on over to xmsracing.com. Sponsors are all of the series sponsored by Ricmotech. The Hotlap Humpday Challenge getting down to qualifying here. 25 seconds remaining on the clock in the open practice. We will be switching over to qualifying, so if any of you want to join us here, you will have to use the new UI on iRacing. actually get into our session once qualifying begins here in just a few seconds. Side by side is the password, all lowercase, all one word. Now, apropos for side by side, as we are oval circuit here, quad oval of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here we go, switching over to qualify. All right, drivers, green flag qualifying, green flag qualifying. All drivers, green flag. Let's keep our courtesy up out there. This is open qualifying, so let's make sure we got that F3 handy down on the bottom right corner of your screen or wherever you like to have it. That F3 is your best friend out here on track and certainly during oval qualifying. Let's keep a mindful eye as we're coming out of the pits up onto the track. Once we get things spread out here, we're going to have 18 drivers trying to qualify, so not come up onto that backstretch right in front of a driver that's on their qual lap.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, qualifying just began, Shaun, so jump in the old car there. Get that helmet on, buddy. Let's go lay down a quick time.
Let's see what we can do. My timer is different than yours.
Oh, mine's coming off of the off of our race control.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Matt Wagner coming in with the first time on the board, a 30.781, and that puts him right at the top. Anthony Morano Jr. sitting P2, came in with a 30.971, just 0.2 back. The Ricmotech 2 machine out of Miami, that number 6 car, coming in with a 31.930. Now Thomas Dudek goes to P3 in the number 83 with a 31.247. Andrew White looking for his best time out here on the board.
Hey, Kevin, Jose here.
Hey, how are you, buddy?
Good. I wanted to see if there's any possible way we can get Ricmotech 3 back in quality. Looks like the driver press ready to race. I don't know if there's a way to reverse that.
Have they logged in on the new UI? I know. Did he log out of the session? I cleared his black flag, but I don't know if he was already out of the session.
No, so when he went to qualify, he clicked the new ready to race button, and
yeah.
I don't think there's a way to reverse that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he can't get back out of that and into qualifying, I guess.
Correct. You don't see anything on your side, right?
I do not. Yeah, let me see. It's not showing him penalty. Let me see.
Yeah.
What car number is it?
It's Ricmotech 3.
Great.
Okay. Car number 8.
I cannot get the car on the track. Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to, let's see here. It's just showing that the driver's disconnected.
Yeah. Now, Kevin, don't worry about it. I think we're just going to have to...
Yeah, that's a shame.
Let her run
Oh,
this
come
time,
on,
yeah.
Shaun.
Yep.
No worries, though. Thank you, though.
Okay, all right. Yeah, sure thing.
Thanks.
All right, Leo Mora coming in P8 now with a 31.428. Corey Allen all the way up to P6. What a run for him in that number 19. A 31.115. Kenneth Estep finds himself now up to P5 with a 31 flat, sitting on a .035. The Ricmotech 2 machine now P9 with a 31.656. Shaun Cole still trying to find his first time on the board, as well as Jeremy Jangral and Jose Cabrera. Joseph Anticoli, he's still trying to find his first time, as well as Wouter Van Morik.
Oh, Wouter made it. Awesome.
Right now, P9 is the last
my
position that has an actual time on the board. Oh, Shaun now dancing his way down onto pit lane there.
I've wrecked 3 cars in qualifying already.
Oh, my gosh. Watching the 66 here coming out on track.
I'm glad it's not on my car.
Timothy Step looking to improve on his time from that 31 flat. Now on his hot lap. Let's see what he can bring out here. Sun starting to set to the west. Bit of cloud cover over the track. Good opportunity for these drivers to knock off a few more tenths here as that track temperature will drop just a little bit here with this cloud cover. Timothy Step now on that number 66 coming across the line. Let's see what he lands here. Not able to improve on that 31 flat. Still sitting on a 31.035. Matt Wagner improves his time now in that number 2 up to a 30.597. It's actually a better time than he had in open practice earlier. Matt really looking forward to having a good run here tonight. Shaun Cole comes in with his new time now, 31.082. Trying to tap into the 30s. Just shy of it. Corey Allen in that number 19. Sitting right behind that 39 of Shaun Cole with a 31.115. Leo Mora now up to a 31.428 and a 31.432 out of the Ricmotech 2 machine as he rounds out the top 10 on the leaderboard. Jeremy Jangros still looking for his first time here this evening. Toronto Jr. in that beautiful black Simpit machine. Pulling out of turn 4 now, coming to the stripe. Sitting on a 30.822. See if he's able to improve on his time now. Watch him rolling out of turn 2, taking the car right down to the stripe there. Get track out to the wall. Nice run off of that exit of 2. Trying to chip away at Andrew White's time, just ahead of him there. Just a couple of tenths, about 1.810. Oh, and he gets loose coming out of turn 4 there. Finds himself up against the wall barrier. Woof.
Shit.
That you into the wall there into 1? Yeah, it was. 39 car all scraped up on the right side. Shaun sitting now with that 31.031 up to P6 now, right behind Thomas Dudek. Oh, boy, Shaun, you're just off of Thomas, just shy of 2 tenths off of. Watching the 31 and the 39 rolling off pit road together here. Let's see if they're going to team up. We'll follow them out of the pits. Like these two are going to roll out together. They do have a string of cars coming up behind them out of turn 2. Could see quite a train of draft happening here. Let's see if the 39 and the 31 can get up to speed. Joa sitting P2 right now. Shaun sitting P7. Shaun decides to dump it. We're not sure why at this point.
I cannot do the cold tires.
Oh my gosh, that is terrible. That turn 4 is just not your friend, man.
If somehow I have to start at the front in race 2, that could be really ugly.
Yep. We are inverting Ready? The top
Yeah.
8 tonight.
8. Oh,
Top
geez.
8. Yep. All right, watching the 13 and the 9. Boy, have they hooked up here coming down the backstretch. Andrew White looking to take advantage of that little bit of slipstream there off the backstretch. Oh, he gets the back end loose, and it does come around on him. Oh, he had a great time going there. That's unfortunate for Andrew as he brings it down into the grass there. He's going to reset, get fresh tires, and try to get back out there as we watch Joe Antonio now coming up onto the backstretch. Let's see if he can get that thing up to speed and watch that car right behind him there getting loose. Still trying to save it back there. All right, Joe coming across the line here on his first flyer lap here since exiting the pits. Able to that Chevy Impala underneath of him as he gets a good run off of 2 there. Boy, that back end just dancing off that corner. Brings her down into 3. Try to get her down to the stripe. Now tracking it back out up off the corner, and she starts to dance, but he brings it back in. Coming to the line. Not able to beat his time. He's on his second flyer now, still holding a 30.610. 13 thousandths of a second off of the leader. Good run out of 2. Good entry coming down into 3 here. Gets it right down to the stripe. Now tracking up off the corner a little bit. Back end dancing on him, but he's able to hold it. Across the stripe. Let's see if he's able to improve on the time. He is not. Still holding a 30.610. Matt Wagner still holding down the 30.597. Forward here. '66 of Kenneth Estep sitting on a 30.936. He's hoping to improve on his time. See, right, Joa right behind him.
That would have been faster had I not hit the wall coming off of 4. I could have been a contender.
Could have been a contender. The 31 car now getting a nice draft off the 66. This could be a big flying lap for that 31. Ups it down on the bottom lane there to the stripe. Can hold it low enough there. Oh, he's having to dump out of it. Not able to maintain that pace coming off that final corner. He allows the 66 to go ahead and travel to the line. Let's see if Kenneth was able to improve. No, he's not. He's still holding on that 30.936. Where it gets difficult. We're down into the final 15 minutes here of qualifying. Jeremy Jangros still trying to find his first lap time. Just under 17 minutes now. 17 minutes. No shifting in times at the leaderboard at the moment. He'll have the 2 car of Wagner, the 31 of Antonio, the 13 of White, the 68 of Antacoli. Now, Antacoli moving up quite a bit now. He finds himself P4 with a 30.805. We now have 9 drivers back into the 30s. Corey Allen sitting on a 31.115, so he's just outside of the 30-point mark. Holding down P10 present time.
Oh, a lot of cars coming up.
A lot of traffic coming out of 4 here during this open qualifying. Very unique situation for open qualifying on an oval track. For a lot of these drivers have six car now coming off a 2. At the 30 car here, Leo Mora dropping that motor down now. He's head back in and get fresh tires. See Joe Antonio coming back off pit lane there in that number 31. Make another attempt, trying to chip away at Matt Wagner. He's only 13 thousandths of a second off of Wagner's time in that number 2 machine.
And look at that, I did a whole run without crashing.
That would be ideal in the race.
I can just put a few of those together.
A few of those together, yep. All right, here we go. Joe Antonio on his flyer. Let's see if he can knock that leader off at the top of that number 1 spot. The number 2 of Matt Wagner sitting on a 30.597. Watching Joa now getting a good run off of turn 2 as he heads down into 3.
Weber Racing, no it's not, but you'll have to use the new UI. So if you use the iRacing new UI, go to the hosted section, look for a room hosted by Frank Rico. It'll be titled Hotlap Humpday, and the password is side by side. You have 15 minutes to get in and get a qualifying lap in.
14 minutes remaining. 14 minutes remaining in qualifying.
And I hope you've been to Charlotte in the ARCA car or something close to it before, so you're not coming in totally out of nowhere.
Yeah, because you'll regret it.
Yeah.
It is a little daunting getting this car around here.
And it will be on TV.
Yep.
But no, it's but if you're an oval guy of any kind, Charlotte, Charlotte and the ARCA is a pretty reasonably decent car to drive. It's a fun car to drive. Drives like NASCAR used to. What do you know?
Yeah, right? Well, not a lot of changing on the board here in times. Corey Allen has now found himself, though, into the 30-second range, and so has the Ricmotech 2 simulator down there in Miami at the open house. P11 now with a 30.962. Corey Allen at P10 with his 30.951 now. Now 11 drivers in the 30-second mark, separated only by 0.4 of a second. Going to be quite a set of 15-minute sprint races we're about to witness here. This will be coming up in just over 12 minutes. We're in our qualifying right now for the Hotlap Humpday Challenge, the September edition for 2. Our viewers out there, if you do want to come out and join us and test your skills here in the ARCA Chevy Impala, join us on iRacing in the hosted sessions. Side by side is the password. That's all one word, all lowercase, side by side. Get ready to begin 2 15-minute sprint races.
Webers, I'm not sure if you're still listening. It's pretty reasonable. Just a little bit of, throttle modulation through the corner. It's delicate, slippery for the first couple laps. Always a little tail happy, though.
Paul Webster coming in to join us in that number 20. Going to put a little bit of pressure on these guys. Now 16 drivers with times on the board. If Jeremy Jangraw and Paul Webster can actually get a time laid down, that'll put them cars on the board. As it stands right now, every driver will be eligible for the first round here tonight. Have one 15-minute race. Once that's complete, the top 15 drivers from that race will then move to our feature event. That is where a lucky driver that wins that one, well, they'll take home a Ricmotech Simulators t-shirt tonight.
Sorry, I was just wiggling it through.
Ah, no problem. That'll punch their ticket to win. Eligible to win $500. That 83 car Thomas Dudek sitting P8 right now with a 30.8.
Hey, Paul.
All right, drivers, 10 minutes. 10 minutes remaining in qualifying. Let's keep that courtesy up out there. We're all after the same thing. We're trying to have a lot of fun tonight. Win ourselves one of those Ricmotech Racing Simulator T-shirts. So let's keep that F3 box up and keep an eye on those other drivers out there when you're exiting the pits or trying to get down onto pit lane to refresh the tires. Let's get ready to rumble here in about 9 minutes. 9 minutes remaining in qualifying. Head up and take a look at 39 car, see how he...
I'm on some pretty worn tires trying to go fast. Oh, and I lost my draft. That was the whole reason I stayed out was because Tom pulled, but I didn't have enough tire to stay with him, I don't think. Nope, that's as good. That's a little quicker than I ran in
Yeah, nice job. Yep. Shaun moving up the board there to a 30.830. Good run. Joseph Anacoli just ahead of you by 25 thousandths of a second. Woo!
Now I need to cool down, though.
Did jump ahead of Thomas and Leo, though. Nice job.
Avery, so true. Kevin's voice is so iconic. I agree. We're lucky to have him here on the screen.
All Webster now moving up to P13 with a 31.326 with just 2 laps on the board. Paul coming out here late into qualifying and making a quick showing. We'll see if he can work his way up that leaderboard a little bit more here as we get ready for race 1. 8 minutes and 20 seconds away as the clock is ticking down. Not a lot of movement up at the top of the board, although Andrew White sitting on a 30.679. He's literally 0.07 of a second off of Andrew White if he's trying to move up to that inside lane of row 2. Row 3 right now will find Corey Allen in that number 19. He'll be on the inside. Joseph Anacoli will be starting on the outside of row 3. Shaun Cole finds himself on the inside of row 4 as it stands at the moment. Thomas Dudek, not a big distance between these two. 700ths of a second between he and that number 39 of Shaun Cole. Leo Mora will find himself, looks like on the inside of row 5. Kenneth Estep will be on the outside of row 5 in that number. Jose Cabrera, big road racer. He's I've not known Jose to do a lot of oval racing, but great to see him out there on track with us tonight. Doing well, sitting P13 with a 31.167, just 300ths off of that Ricmotech 4 simulator machine. Wouter Van Morik moves up the board now to a 31.201, taking over P15 now. We'll put him on the inside of row 8. Paul Webster now drops to the outside of row 8 with his 31.326. 6.5 minutes remaining in qualifying now. These drivers really trying to find every inch they can out there on track. Watch the 9. The 668 of Wouter. Wouter trying to pick up a little bit of draft now off of that 9 car. And then Joe Antonio, you can see him sitting. Oh, he's going to take driver's right now. Go around that 668 of Wouter Van Morik. See if Joe can utilize a little bit of that slipstream he picked up off the backstretch there. If that chips away at his time as we see him coming to the line. Not quite. Joe is still sitting on that 30.603. Just can't seem to get down into the 5s here. We jump over to the 13 car. Drew White, that familiar black and white Simpit machine. 30.679 for him as he sits on the outside of row 2 as the times sit. The 20 car, Paul Webster now, our latecomer to the event here this evening. All with 2 laps on the board, coming out of his outlap now, coming to start another clocked lap. How he does. He has the 11 car trailing behind him. The guests at the open house in Miami Lakes, Florida. Joa dropping down to the apron there. He's going to wait and maybe come back up. And, yeah, there he goes. He's going to start another flyer here. Let's see. Plan is 4 minutes and 40 seconds now. Go, Joe Antonio coming out of the final corner. Sitting P2 on the board with a 30.603, literally 5 thousandths of a second off of the leader, Matt Wagner. Joa wanting to take the pole position here for this first race. Pressure is on. The back end gets a little bit loose coming off a 2 there. He's able to reel it in. Don't think he lost any time. It's a little bit of a high-low lane there, but does get a little bit loose coming out of 4. Oh, what a save, but that is certainly going to kill that lap time. Joa just really trying to push for everything he can out of that 650 horsepower Chevy Impala. Take a break from Joa for a moment and head up to that 20 of Paul Webster. All now up to a 31.150. He finds himself P13. He is slowly working his way up the board. He sits just ahead of Jose Cabrera now. Wouter Van Morik now sitting P16. That'll put him on the outside of row 8. Take a look at the 3 car. The Ricmotech 1 simulator. That driver sitting P15 right now in qualifying. 24-degree banking here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 1.5 miles. Get a lap done around here, and these guys are getting it done in 30 seconds. This car.
3 minutes.
At 13 now coming to the stripe. Let's see if Andrew can improve on his time of a 30.679. Shaun, you are in. Right now you are sitting P8 on the outside of row 4.
Oh, right in the middle
Yep.
with my inability to drive for multiple laps.
That's all right. Just maintain that position. You'll find yourself on the pole. You know what I mean? Wink, wink,
Yeah.
nudge, nudge.
What do you know?
Or do I say a virtual wink, wink, nudge?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Right, Shaun, you going to try to get back out there? 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining.
No, I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna
Stand
hold
on that time. Okay, he's going to hold. Well, the 9 car thinks differently. The Ricmotech 4 simulator machine out of Miami Lakes is back out on track, looking to improve on their time. That driver sitting on a 31 flat, a .026. P12 right now, outside of row 6. Wanting to improve on that, hoping to get down to at least row 4. They're able to do that. Both those drivers working together, it looks like. 4 of Jose Cabrera out there. Jose trying to improve on his time. He's sitting on the outside of row 7 right now. Looking to work together here as they come down into turn 3, taking those cars right down to the bottom of that lane there, touching that stripe. Oh! 4 car comes up high, and he's going to get tagged by the 9. Saw that coming. Got to be careful coming off of 4 there. You drift up into that top lane, and there's another car there. You're going to old hook. It did happen to Jose. Unfortunately for him, just 30 seconds remaining. That's going to take away his opportunity for another lap time.
All right, I'll see you after, Rick.
Here we go. The last car will be the 68. That'll be the last car to make it to the line for qualifying here. That's Joseph Anacoli. Joseph sitting P7 right now on the inside of row 4. To the stripe. See if he can improve on his time. On a 30.789. Not able to improve. 2 other cars come across the line. The number 20, not able to improve. All right, here we go. All right, drivers, we're taking the top 18, and guess what? That means every single one of you are going to make the grid here for tonight's event. All right, drivers, this will be a single lap of pacing here this evening. We'll have 1 pace lap. Go green as we come out of 4. Again, this will be a 15-minute race, drivers. If your car happens to get damaged during this event, there will be no cautions during this race. If your car becomes damaged, you must bring it to pit road for a repair. There is a fast repair in the session. You do get 1 fast repair, again, but you must bring your car to the pits. If your car is damaged and you are not able to make it to pit road and you have to escape, you will be disqualified from the event. So again, remember, drivers, if you have to tow to the pits or not able to pull back out on track, you will be disqualified. You must drive the vehicle to pit road if you are damaged. Let's keep it clean out there. Let's keep it fair. And let's have, most of all, a good time. Let's have some fun here this evening as we get ready for deployment. Stand by, 28 seconds.
Bo Webster jumped in and went P9. Well done.
Yep.
Well done. Copy that, Matt. No copy, Ken. Awesome. Yeah, I'm in my R seat, loving it too. Except my back does hurt.
Stand by for deployment, drivers. Safety car is now released. Let's go ahead and pull up and pack up and pair up as quickly and safely as possible.
I like that little sideways, even though it's sort of confusing to most sim racers.
Safety car is exiting turn 2. Exiting turn 2.
$500. There are no windows on a NASCAR.
Field is coming out of 2, 11. All right, drivers, let's go ahead and tighten up the field. Let's tighten up the field. Let's get within a car length of the car in front of you. Again, this will be a 15-minute race. It is a timed race, so you'll have to watch for that white flag. We'll give you guys a 1-minute countdown when we get near the end.
Good luck, guys.
Stand by, drivers. Prepare for the start. Going on iRacing green. Going on iRacing green. Stand by. Green, 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 green. Nice job, Shaun. Nice way to keep it clean back there. All right, heading down into turn 3. The field is starting to spread out a little bit here. The 2-car taking the lead. Matt Wagner, who was running strong all through practice here tonight, and came into qualifying on the pole and has already stretched out an 8-car lead on the field. 2 wide going into turn 2 here. We find Joe Antonio up top. Got the 83 of Thomas Dudek right underneath of him here, and Joe has got company. The 13 now, Andrew White, closing up within a car length as they head down into turn 3. 323, Anthony Morano Jr. looking to work his way up to the front of the field here. Lap 2 now complete. Matt Wagner doing a great job keeping his composure out front there. Has stretched out the lead now to about 10, 12 car lengths. Joe Antonio comes in a little hot. Drifts up high out of 2. Has to get out of the throttle. The 13 goes low now. Andrew White looking to take over P2. Anthony Morano Jr. back there starting to creep up on Joe Antonio. Anthony wanting to make a run to the front here. And here comes the 19 of Corey Allen making a run. No mishaps early in the event here, surprisingly, as loose as these cars were in practice. I'm amazed to see how well these drivers are keeping these cars underneath of them. Starting to bunch up a little bit now. The 13, the 31, the 323, the 19 is now side by side underneath the 323 of Anthony Morano. Anthony trying to hold on to that top lane. Boy, they almost touch coming out of 4. And we're side by side back here a little ways back as well. The 6-car having a big battle. That Ricmotech 2 simulator out of Miami having a good solid run. Got the 39 of Shaun Cole right on his heel. Here we go, heading down into turn 3. Not a lot of movement up front here. These drivers trying to bide their time, keep that car underneath of them here, as it is a challenge getting this ARCA Chevy Impala around Charlotte Motor Speedway. This 24-degree banking, it certainly helps, but I tell you what, coming off these corners with that 650 horsepower, it is difficult to get that car back up to throttle. Take advantage of these straightaways. Now coming down into 3, the 31, the 19. Holding down P3, P4. And we're getting a run by the 6 underneath Anthony Morano Jr. Anthony tries to close the door, but thinks better of it. He doesn't want to get hooked. He comes back up top, leaves room for the 6. Ricmotech 2 machine takes over P5. '19 trying to close up on Joa. Joa in that 31 holding down P3. Let's take a look up at the front here as Andrew White in that 13 doing everything he can to try to chop away at that lead that Matt Wagner has put out there. We're just 4 minutes into this race and a 20-car length lead for the 2-car. Shaun Cole still holding P7. Trying to hold on to those cars right in front of him there. He's got quite a draft of 3rd through 6th. A lot of slipstream. He's hoping to get up there behind Anthony and try to take advantage of some of that draft. If he can just get inside that bubble right there, it'll pull him right up to him. And it looks like he may be close enough here, about a 5-car length gap as we watch him come through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch into turn 3 here. The 39 car looks low. He's coming up on the 19. He's going to have to take a high line as the 19 gets a little loose on entry. Beautiful heads up driving by Mr. Cole. As they cross the stripe here with just 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes remaining in our event. Well, the 39 car getting a nice run off a 2 there. He's going to climb right up on the rear end there of the 323. Let's see if he can get something done. Looks to the inside, thinks better of it, tucks back in behind Anthony. Get a nice run off a 4, but looking up to Couple cars ahead here. We've got a big run for the third place position. The P6 looking down low. Joe Antonio trying to make a run here. Unable to do it. Looks like that 6 car, that Ricmotech 2 machine, that's a driver down at the open house at Ricmotech's headquarters there in Miami Lakes, Florida. Having some huge success here tonight. All the way up to P3. Look at the lead Matt Wagner has up at the front here. At 13 of Andrew White doing everything he can to try to reel him back in. But that gap is still holding at 1.8 seconds as it sits right now. The number 6 just 0.6 seconds back from the 13 car there of P2. Joe Antonio and Shaun Cole still separated by just 0.4 tenths of a second. We head back here and look at the gap times between these drivers. Shaun Cole trying to break away now. Finds himself up to P5. Keep an eye on him as he heads down into turn 3. He is our biggest mover right now.
I think Ricmotech 2 is.
What are you, 4 spots up, Shaun, from your start position?
I think only 3.
3? Let's see. Yeah, 3. Yep. Heading back into the field here, we see quite a battle happening here with the 19. He collects the 11. We've got a big wreck here in turn 4. Big wreck. 19 is probably going to be out unless he can roll to the pits. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to, and he has escaped. 19 car, you are DQ'd. 19, you are DQ'd. Our first car out of the event here this evening as we watch the 30 car coming down pit road to get their repairs done as Matt Wagner crosses the line with 7 minutes remaining, with quite the lead now over Andrew White. A look at the 6 car here. Ricmotech 2 machine holding down P3 at the moment. About 9/10 of a second off of Andrew White. Step back through the field here. Find Shaun Cole still holding down P4. Joe Antonio in that 31 doing a great job holding onto the back end of the 39 car. Not letting him get too much separation. Just outside the bubble, though. I don't know how much he's picking up draft that far back. Step back. Joe is getting some company now from Paul Webster. Paul coming in late into the session. Paul now working his way up to P6. Now looking to the inside of the 31 car going into turn 3. Here he goes down on the inside, taking it all the way down to the paint. And he gets the move done. Joe surrenders the spot, drops back in behind him. Paul Webster now finds himself in P5. All the pressure's on for that 39 car of Shaun Cole. Now that 20 is sure making his way up through the field. Locking down some pretty impressive lap times here. There's that Simpit machine, all alone now. Quite a bit of real estate in front of him as he heads down into turn 3. Goal here is just to maintain that position. We will have an inverted grid for our second race as the 39 tags the wall coming out of 4. Able to maintain his composure, but that sure brought the 20 car within striking distance. Oh, just about 3 car lengths now separate the two as they come out of turn 2. The 39 car trying to recover from that little bit of tap there. 39 car may be in trouble here. Holding on to P4. There they are coming out of turn 4. The 20 looks to the inside, now looks high. Got a little bit of a run. The 39 chooses to hold down that bottom lane and defend on the inside. The 20 now up top. Not quite able to get up next to the 39. Now it looks like the 20 got a good run off the top of the corner. They are door to door going down the backstretch. The 20 now has cleared the 39. Well, that 20 car, a latecomer to our session here this evening, coming into qualifying, putting in about 4 laps in qual. Jumps into the race, has moved up 4 or possibly 5 positions from the start. Now finds himself all the way up 4. Matt Wagner still holding that lead up front there. That driver, boy, that number 2 baby blue machine. Wow, is it getting it done out here this evening. A commanding lead as he crosses the stripe with just 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in our event here tonight. With the 6 car holding down P3. Feeling the pressure now. That 20 of Paul Webster, you see him in the background of our shot there coming into 1. All trying to close that gap, looking to get a little bit of draft here. If he can get that distance closed up in the next 2 minutes here, that 20 car may find himself on the podium from race 1. At the 13 of Andrew White. 6.2 seconds now back from our leader. 2.3 seconds behind Andrew. Find the 6 car. Boy, is the 6 car feeling the heat of the 20 now. The 20 coming right up on the back end. Heading down into turn 3, looking to use that slipstream. Is he going to go low or high coming off the banking? He takes the low side. It's a nice run under the bottom. The 6 stays high, gives him the space. 20 looks like, yep, the 20 has cleared the 6 now. The 20 all the way up to P3. Paul Webster laying down some amazing lap times. The last lap time coming in with a 32.830. 6 car looking to rebound onto the inside of the 20, coming through 3 and 4. Can't quite keep his nose there, so he's going to pull back up into the draft as they come to the stripe with 2 minutes remaining. Big battle here for P3. Paul Webster now looks like he's got a little bit of an edge coming into 1 and 2 now, so he's created a little bit of separation. Let's head back into the field here. '39 is Shaun Cole, sitting P5 now. Head back to the 83, not far back, Thomas Dudek, and Thomas feeling some pressure from the 11. 11 a lap down, though. Three of Thomas Dudek having a good night here, just 2.8 seconds back from Shaun Cole. The lap car of the 11, separating the 2 of them at this time. Back to the 31 of Joa Antonio, holding down P7 currently. Wouter Van Mork having an incredible run here, up to P8. Well, he'll find himself on the pole here for round 2, as we will be inverting the top 8. Just under 1 minute remaining. Under 1 minute remaining, drivers. Head back to our leader, Matt Wagner, in that number 2 machine. A commanding lead for this driver here tonight in the first sprint race. Hit the white flag next time by as he heads through 1 and 2. All he needs to do is just keep his composure here. Boy, he's got that car dialed in. That thing is so planted coming off these exits. Experienced driver in the ARCA machine. Brings that Chevy Impala to the white flag here for the first sprint race of our September edition 2022. Time has run out on the clock.
I'm getting a white now.
At Wagner on the backstretch. White flag is out. Matt looking to go underneath the 66 car, the lapped car there. That's going to bring her to the line as he heads out of 4. It's a nice run up off the corner, nice and smooth as he's done all race. Matt Wagner taking away the victory here for race 1 of our dual sprint race this evening. We head back through the field. We'll take a look at our finishing positions here.
Paul, that was outstanding, buddy. Good job, Matt Wags.
Yep, congratulations to Matt Wagner in that number 2 Chevy Impala this evening. Great run out of Mr. Wagner, taking the win here in our first of 2 dual sprint races this evening. All right, drivers, you will have a 5-minute warm-up. You'll have a 5-minute warm-up out here on track to just go spin a few laps and kind of shake things out a little bit. We will then switch over. We will have an inverted top 8 for our second 15-minute sprint race. Again, the driver that finished P8 in race 1 will be on the pole for race 2 coming up here at the end of this 5-minute warm-up.
Hey, Joshua, how you doing? Joshua says a hello to Kevin Ford. Joshua Medlock.
Hey, Joshua Medlock. Great to see you out there, buddy. Appreciate you watching.
All right. Well, that was... Is Ricmotech 2, who is that? Do you know?
Let's see. A hold of Frank. Frank, you out there and...
He's really good at holding that low line really, really fast. Good job by him.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one here with the inverted top 8. You look at how these drivers fared in that first round. A lot of separation. Pretty good amount of gap between the top 8 as we got to the end of that race. So inverting those is going to make this second race very interesting. 15 minutes to get it done. That's not a lot of laps here around Charlotte to work your way from 8th all the way up to the front of the field. Shaun, any strategy thoughts for yourself there? You'll be starting what, P5, I guess?
You know, I thought I was doing a good job of protecting my right front.
Uh-huh.
But apparently I wasn't, because then Paul comes out of nowhere and just eats me alive. And Matt Wagner just ran away and wasn't, so even though we're racing, I'm looking, my front right was 290 degrees.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. So there's obviously a little bit of a setup adjustment in there to work in the favor of that.
Or stop running that right front so hard off the corner. It wasn't entry, it was the exit of the corner. Once the tires heated up, you get greedy and you want to get on the gas early, and the car will give it to you, but you're just killing the tires. And
right.
It's like, oh, this isn't going to work,
That problem's in the driver's seat,
That's
though,
the driver, yeah, totally. But that's my point, is you said any adjustments, and it's like, oh, absolutely, because here's what was up. I was really getting on the gas too strong coming off the corner, and that was going to just prevent me from, I was in the upper half of moving forward over the race, but I wasn't the best, and I needed, so, yeah, I'm going to have to do better there.
I would imagine, how does the car turn down into the corner with your setup? Is it
really nice?
It does.
It's the corner. I mean, it's a little loose when it's on cold, but it gets good. And then towards the end of the run, it's beautiful on entry for the most part. Maybe a little bit understeer when it like 20 laps in. It's on the exit though. It's just the exit. You just have no front end bite, and it just starts pushing for that wall coming off of 4. 2 isn't so bad. It's pretty good at staying low if you're not too greedy. But it's coming off of 4, it kind of tightens in on you, and the car's not helping.
Right. Yeah, you're coming at it, and the wall's just sitting there going, come get me, come get me.
Yep. And then just when you think you got it, the wall keeps coming.
Yep.
So that's what got me on that one dink. I mean, I was being greedy. I was on the gas. I should have backed out because I knew I had a little bit more understeer going. And I just was like, I think I have enough corner left to go. I can drive through it. But doing that, number one, I hit the wall, and that did hurt the car. And then number 2, Right front, 290. You know, I mean,
yep.
290, you're just getting excessive wear and you're getting less grip. And it just gets worse.
Yep, the push just keeps more difficult to maintain.
Now, I might have been doing, like, if that had been a 50-lap run, I might have done okay after Paul got by me. I got real sensitive to the front wear, and I might have been on the cooling trend, right? So I might have been, you know, I don't think I wore the tire out as much as overheated it. So if I could have brought it back to temperature again, I think we could have gotten another run out of that set if it had been a longer run.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
So the big thing here is controlling that from the very get-go. All right, I have just enough time to
this will be a short
stretch.
grid time. Short grid time for round 2.
It's not a minute. I mean, it's not 2 minutes.
Nope.
Oh, so don't go far. I got to stretch. Right. Oh, my back's had enough of sitting in the rig.
Grid time, drivers. Just 50 seconds. 50 seconds. It is a short grid time, so do not walk away.
I just like to thank my sponsors, Ricmotech and RC, providing me a great seat, great rig, great pedals, great environment for racing. Great. All right, let's sit down and do great. Let's be great.
All right, drivers, we do have an inverted grid here. The top 8 is inverted from the finishing results of race 1. So you may find yourself in a little bit of a different starting position. Second event here. So that in mind, or keeping that in mind, let's make sure that we keep our courtesy up out there on track as we try to work our way back to the front there, gentlemen. Let's have a good, clean race. Let's keep it fair out there, and let's have lots of fun, guys. Let's have a good time as we race for that Ricmotech Simulators t-shirt. And, of course, that golden ticket will go to the winner here of our feature event. That golden ticket gets you into winning $500 in sim racing equipment in that championship event in December. All right, drivers, time to deploy.
Hey, Andrew.
All right, drivers, let's pack up and pair up. Pace car is coming out of turn 2. All right, congratulations to all 15 drivers that made it into our final feature of here. We wish all of you the best of luck. Pole sitter, maintain that pace speed once the pace car home. Going on iRacing green, going on iRacing green. Stand by, drivers, stand by. Prepare for the start. Green, 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 drivers. Oh, boy, a bit of a crazy start there. The 6 car getting a little bit loose there on the start as they come out of turn 1. Joe Antonio taking a nice lead there as Wouter Van Warwick had a little trouble getting started there, coming off of the start. All right, the 39 car of Shaun Cole, boy, he finds himself up in P2. Is this the night that Shaun Cole punches his ticket? The 20 car back there in P4 trying to make a strong run here back to the front, and he has company as well as we see 2x2 action going into turn 1 back in the field. A lot of action happening back here as we see drivers trying to work back to the front from that inverted field. But I'll tell you what, that is going to be very difficult to do here as these cars do not like being pushed to the limit here at Charlotte. Oh, the 20 car starting to fall back just a little bit here as the 6 car gets underneath of them. That Ricmotech 2 machine, we saw him do it in race 1. And once again, that 6 machine looking to work his way back up to the front once again. Oh, the 2 car now looking underneath Matt Wagner, trying to recover now from this inverted grid. He had a commanding lead in race 1, opened up about a 25 car length win in that first round. But here we go in race 2. Matt Wagner finds himself back there in P6 with just 13 minutes to go to work his way up through the field here. Let's see if he can get it done. The 19 car of Corey Allen, he's working his way underneath the 20 car. Now the 13 car is looking to make their way underneath Paul Webster there in that 20. Side-by-side battle between the 13 and the 20 as they head down into turn 3. And we see the 6 car up there now trying to make a move around Wouter Van Morik up high. Let's see if Wouter can keep that car down low and keep it underneath of him. Quite the battle back here in the field. The 6 car makes his way around Wouter. Back up to Shaun Cole there, holding down P2, doing a great job maintaining his composure as he lays that thing down into 3 and takes it down to the paint. Oh, a little bit of tapping going on back there between the 19 car. Wouter Van Morik trying to maintain that position of P6, doing everything he can to hold on to that car on that low lane. Boy, that's not easy coming off turn 4 and keeping that car underneath you. Shaun Cole now tracking that car up off the banking of turn 2 there, heading down the 5-degree camber of the backstretch. Now heading down into turn 3. Looks like he is closing up the gap just ever so slightly on that 31. Anthony Morano Jr. back there in that 323, maintaining P3, holding down about a 4-5 car length gap now over the 6. 6 car, the Ricmotech 2 simulator out of Miami. That driver there running on the sims, visiting Ricmotech for their open house event tonight. Great to see one of those drivers running so strong in our second event. Oh, the 6 car looking to get a little bit of attention from Matt Wagner, looking underneath, but he can't quite get the nose in there. Matt now has to drop back into the slipstream of the 6 as they come to the stripe. 11 minutes remaining in our final feature event. Boy, as we watch from up above here, getting this beautiful blimp aerial view of the 1.5-mile circuit of Charlotte Motor Speedway, NASCAR headquarters here. What a beautiful sight it is from up in the air. Watching that 39 car trying to reel in that 31 of Joe Antonio. Both of these drivers know each other very well. They have a lot of history of racing together going back quite some time. And what a battle we have back here as Matt Wagner is going to take it 3 wide to the bottom of the 323. The 6 has to get out of the throttle. He now gives up the position. The 2 takes over 2 spots and finds himself up in P3.
Holy shit.
The 39 car now is going to feel some serious pressure because that Wagner machine is flying here tonight at Charlotte. 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes of a pressure cooker for the 31 and the 39. Both these drivers now heading down the backstretch. So far, they're maintaining their gap back to the 2 car. This is such a methodical work out of that number 2 as he's working his way up through the field. The biggest thing he has to accomplish here is not only getting around these 2 cars once he gets to them, but maintaining his own car. These cars are on edge here tonight. It takes nothing for the back end to get out from underneath of you. Now the 39 is closed up on the 31. They've all got that accordion effect of the draft, pulling them together as they head into 3. 39 knows he's got to make a smart move here. He's protecting the bottom. He's going low on the 31. Closes the door on the 2. The 2 has to get out of the throttle. Side by side as they head into 1, now into 2. The 39 on the bottom, the 31 up high. The 2's looking to push the 39 on the bottom. No, he goes high, takes the draft of the 31. The 39 now still protecting on the bottom. Gets a good run into 3. The 2 backs out, taking a deep breath, probably shaking his hands out there, getting ready for another attack as he looks to the inside. He's got position on the 39. That Simpit machine could be in trouble as they head into 1. The 2 now clears. The 39 is under attack. From behind to the 6, the 39 now moves into P2 behind the 2 car. The 6, the 13 now gets a move done on the 31. A whole new lineup in our top 4. The 2, the 39, the 6, all 3 of those cars now have company. The 13 of Andrew White is now knocking on the door. Man, these guys want that T-shirt bad. I hope Frank is on the edge of his seat here, watching these guys battle it out to win one of those Ricmotech T-shirts and also to punch their ticket into that $500 Ricmotech prize giveaway coming up December 21st. Here we go out of 4, the 13 and the 6, now side by side. Andrew White salivating, blood in the water as he's trying to get up to the 39 and work his way up to the front. Wow, what a battle for P3. The 6 sitting up high, taking that alternative to run the high line to get that momentum off of the top of the corner. And that he does. Comes right back around the 13. About a half a car length advantage. Let's see how the 13 does now on the bottom here. Andrew pushes high a little bit. The 6 keeps him pinched down. Comes off the corner and maintains P3. What a drive out of that Ricmotech 2 machine. That beautiful Simpit blue and orange machine of Shaun Cole doing one heck of a job coming off of turn 2 here. But unfortunately, he's just watching that 2 car slowly slip away and creating more real estate between he and second place. Back in P3, that 6 car, boy, he does not want to give up. Trying to work his way back to the 39 now. But he still has the pressure of the 13 and the 20. Joe Antonio still holding on to P6, trying to get his way back up to the front. Oh, the 13 now riding the rim of that corner through 2. Now gets a run off of 2, pushing the 6 now. Here comes the 20 car. What a run back for Paul Webster as he makes his way back to P3. He's now going to start making his way to the front. Paul Webster coming into the event late tonight, showed up in qualifying, put in 4 laps, started the first race about midfield, worked his way nearly to the front by the end, and here he goes again. Coming off turn 2, I'm going to guess about 12 to 14 car length gap now between the 20 and the 39. Both drivers running that midline out of 4, doing everything they can to maintain that grip coming off of that very daunting and treacherous turn 4 here at Charlotte.
Jesus, Paul's fast.
You're just joining us. Great to have you with us as we're in the final 5 minutes of the September edition of the Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday Challenge. These drivers racing for a Ricmotech Racing Simulator t-shirt tonight. But not only that, the winner of this race right here with 5 minutes remaining will punch their ticket to an entry into the championship December 21st for a chance to win $500 in sim racing equipment from Ricmotech.com. Here's the battle. Here it is, the 20 car of Paul Webster, right on the heels now of the 39. Is he going to have enough time to get around the Simpit machine and make his way up to the lead? Going to take a high line out of 4. Can he get it done? Closing the gap now on the 39. The 39 defends low. The 20 looks high. Coming out of the quad oval, the 20 is up high, making a run to the top. Takes it all the way up and he gets into the wall. The 39 has room. He's cleared. The 20 now has to back out of it and get back down into the draft and try it one more time. Meanwhile, as we look up front, Well, the 2-car has nothing but clear real estate out the front, out the mirror. All he has to do is maintain his composure here for the next 3 minutes and 45 seconds. But that runner-up position is getting exciting as we watch the 39 and the 20 battle one more time coming through turn 1. The 20 choosing the high line, trying to get position, gets a little bit of momentum off the top there, and he does find himself making a run now. He has cleared the 39 and has a lot of momentum going into turn 3. He has 3 minutes and 20 seconds to get it done. Let's see if he can make a run at our leader, Matt Wagner. Well, that 6-car back there has given one heck of an effort. The Ricmotech 2 simulator out of Miami. That driver has put in quite an effort tonight to make his way up to the front of the field, now sitting P4. It had quite a battle early on in the event where the 39 was able to really take advantage of that inverted grid, able to come out of the gate, if you will, really running in the top 3 and held that position for almost the entirety of this race. Shaun can't be disappointed with his finish here tonight. For what little he's done in oval racing of late, this is quite a performance out of that Simpit machine. Boy, he's doing a great job holding on to Paul Webster, though. Paul not able to break away from that Simpit car. Up 10, 12 lengths separating them. Take a quick look back through the field here with just 2 minutes remaining. A bit of a battle back here between the 31 of Joe Antonio and Andrew White. Andrew had a big run going early on in this event, was trying to work his way up to the front. Little miscues there coming out of 4. Found these 2 guys slipping back just a little bit. Still having a very good run up in the top 5, 6th, and 7th position. Now back here to the 83 of Thomas Dudek. Great to see Thomas out with us. Thomas, an avid driver of the Hotlap Humpday Challenge. We see Thomas here just about every month. He big fan of the Humpday Challenge. Back even further, we see the 68 car there, the 30 of Leo Mora. Leo was struggling earlier tonight here. Finds himself up in P9. Kenneth Estep, another regular in the Humpday Challenge, big road racer. Don't see Kenneth much on the oval side, so Kenneth having a good run here in P10 tonight, that number 66. Wouter Van Morik, who started on the pole tonight, unfortunately finds himself back in P12. But Wouter, not a big oval racer. We don't see him too much on the oval tracks. We'll head back to the front here with 54 seconds remaining. Watch the Simpit machine, that number 39 is Shaun Cole, doing everything he can to maintain P3. Going to get that podium here tonight. The 20 of Paul Webster trying to make something happen here. We approach the white flag, but actually that leader, I believe, got to the line before that white flag came out. So we will have 2 more laps here this evening. Paul Webster, boy, he gave it a run. 5.8 seconds now between he and the leader. Shaun Cole got a nice run off a 2 there. He'll be coming around to get the white flag this time by. Just 0.6 seconds now separate him and that 20 car up there in P2. Of course, Matt Wagner, boy, the star of the night here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That just rolled that car off pit road and started attacking this 24-degree banking, and just left the field back there wondering what they did wrong with their setup or practice, because that number 2 car coming off turn 4 is going to bring it home safely and smoothly as he did every lap. Matt Wagner, the winner of our September edition of the Hotlap Humpday Challenge here this evening. Congratulations to Matt. Let the rest of the field come across the line here. Our final results.
Great job, Matt Wagner. You were amazing, man. Paul, good run from behind, running everyone down and passing everyone once again. Real strong for a guy who came in late. Great job. Good race, everybody. Real fun.
Congratulations to our winner tonight, that number 2 car, Matt Wagner, as Shaun mentioned. I'll tell you what, Matt, you were the textbook of the field tonight. Fantastic driving out there, and congratulations to you. You'll be receiving that Ricmotech Racing Simulators T-shirt here very soon, and you have punched yourself on the ticket for an entry on December 21st to race for that $500 in sim racing equipment from Ricmotech.com. We want to send a big thank you out to Ricmotech for all they do for the sim racing world and supplying all the gear and all of these fantastic events that Ricmotech puts on. Nearly 5 years we've been running the Hotlap Humpday Challenge, and a few of you in here have been here from the beginning. So thanks to you guys for your long tenure here of the Humpday Challenge. I want to send a big thank you out to everybody that came out tonight, and a congratulations to our podium, Paul Webster. Paul showed up in qualifying this evening. Oh my gosh, what a performance out of that number 20 tonight, working his way all the way up to P2. Shaun Cole, Shaun, what a fantastic show out of you and that Simpit machine tonight. We do appreciate you doing everything you do for the sim racing world, and also coming out and broadcasting these events each and every month. Thanks to everyone out there that joined us this evening. Appreciate Shaun Cole. Thanks to Frank Rico for being with us from Ricmotech, and thanks, Frank, for everything you do for all of us. All right, guys, have a great night. We'll look forward to seeing all of you on the third Wednesday in October for our next event. Thanks, everyone.
Well, thank you so much for being here and being part of the event and doing such a great job calling the action, making it intense, making it fun, making it feel like a big deal racing environment. So also want to thank Ricmotech. You're seeing Ricmotech headquarters here. That's where everyone, Ricmotech 1, 2, 3, and 4. We didn't see camera 4 today, but Ricmotech 1, 2, 3, and 4 were running from Ricmotech headquarters there in Miami Lakes, South Florida. And you're getting a good shot there. But I do want to thank Frank Rico for not only hosting the events, but also putting up the T-shirt every month. So prize winner every month getting a T-shirt, as well as putting the $500 up at the end of the series, as well as making all the arrangements to bring everyone together, like me and Kevin and Robby, who couldn't be here today, and sometimes Brian Highcotter, and of course all of you good people. So thanks a lot to Ricmotech and Frank Rico and the entire staff down there, who, when you're seeing all these guys jumping in and out of rigs, that doesn't happen without a handful of guys standing there making sure everything's working, making sure everybody knows what they're doing, making sure everybody's having a good time and turning laps. So a big thank you to Ricmotech, Frank Rico, and the entire Ricmotech staff. And of course, I want to thank all the Simpit guys who come out and race with us. I want to thank all of the Extreme Motorsport guys who come out and race with us. I want to thank all of you who come out and race with us, because it's always fun. You know, we do a lot of normal racing all year long in our various leagues and scenarios that we run. It's always fun to just get thrown into the deep end, not have any idea, not have any clue what car, what track, am I going to have a setup, am I going to like the combo, is it going to gel with me, am I going to embarrass myself because it's going to be on TV. All that makes it that much more fun and a great event. So even though I was afraid and not thrilled about the oval when I showed up tonight, I got to tell you, it ended up far more fun than I thought it was going to be, both not just the hot lapping, but then the racing as well. Really good time, great combination. So it turned out to be a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and we will see you on the track the next third Wednesday of the month for Hotlap Humpday by Ricmotech, October edition. Bye-bye now.